gestures, and we can hear you all. And I think we can hear the music of the tavern too. I don't employ as much battle music as Tyler, Katie, but yeah. Well, if he watches the stream, he just saw you say that, so. Yeah, that's fair. Look, it's fair. It can get a bit overwhelming. 100%. So we're back. Timmy's not with us this week, but he is with us in spirit, and he's not going to be helpful in taming this spirit boat that you have been tasked to scuttle. But before that, Sorn, before setting sail to the Moonshae Isles to the west, you had asked to find someone who would know a little bit more about your magical tome, and in doing so, you were sort of put in touch with a fixer, a gentleman by the name of Tatts Tarrasques, who conveniently has sort of a regular booth in this in the yawning portal, and is surrounded by sort of other unsavory gentlemen, I would say, who sort of who are sitting near him, but not necessarily at his table. And as you approach, there's sort of a woman chatting with him, and he's sort of seemingly sort of comforting her, sort of nodding, and she sort of as you approach, she kind of gets up and leaves, and and sort of walks out, not looking you in the eye. Little old ladies, yeah. All right. What do you do though? Um, he says, "Ah, yes, please take a seat," and sort of motions to a couple of glasses on the table. He pours a glass of wine for himself and you, and he says, uh, and what information is it that you seek, Mister Bright Eye? Well, I am Devil Starsong, and yes, I know many people. I'm well known in the city, of course, the city of Waterdeep, the city of Splendor, the most beautiful city on the Sword Coast. Uh, there's an infinite number of things that are available in this city. What is it that you're after? Indeed. And uh, what nature of magic? Obviously, magic is such a broad term these days. They're getting broader and broader by the minute.
Well, creation magic, that sort of thing. I have an artifact that does not seem to be working as intended, and I'm trying to figure out why that might be.
Of course. Yes. I know just the gentleman. An artifact not working as intended, perhaps needing some repair, or someone to look under the hood, as they say, which is a new saying that I came up with because cars don't exist. And
potentially give her a tune-up.
That's right,
yes.
Like a lute.
Yes.
And yes, well, I think that's an arrangement we can potentially come to. I certainly have a contact that might be able to help you. However, what What are you prepared to do for me? As information is unfortunately not free in this city.
I would be prepared to bring you back information of the new world.
The new world, but my business is the city, and
Yes, but
it's the people. The people who come to me don't ask for questions. Like people like yourself don't ask questions about the new world. They ask me to solve problems here in the city. In fact, there is a problem that needs solving. Perhaps you would be the man to do it.
what is this problem? Maybe we should speak on it.
There is a troubling reports of murders in the dock ward. Um, someone's targeting drow gentlemen such as yourself. We've been asked to look into the matter and put an end to it.
Just so happens to be someone looking after drow. That's very convenient.
Someone killing drow in the dock.
Yes, taken care of, and I wink.
Yeah, exactly. We just want an end to the hardship of our downtrodden cousins, and we wish not to see. It messes with commerce essentially, and we'd rather not see any more of that.
Are the rest of the party around me?
By the rest of the party, I mean Yama's probably around.
Probably just eating breakfast and drinking tea at a table by himself.
Is Paulie floating around the room as well?
He seems to have disappeared.
Just autonomously?
Yes, conveniently.
Okay.
In fact, I think he probably said to you that he was heading to the ship to get it prepared because he wanted to head off post haste.
Okay. Well, Yama will hear in his head. How do you feel about solving some murders around here?
Are we not in a hurry, friend?
Yeah. Kind of in a hurry. But information is hard to come by, and I've been offered information to solve a little issue for this elven gentleman sitting in front of me.
Well, would we be saving lives?
Yes.
I'm in.
Right.
I think he slowly sips the last of his tea. He packs up his tea set very gently, but does make his way over towards Sorn.
Sorn will lower his new fashionable sunglasses that I acquired and look across at Davil and say, well, you able to give me the information on where to look? I believe I have some time. Let's see what I can do.
Yes, I would start in the dock ward. There's 3 dead so far. Perhaps just by being around, the killer will reveal themselves, and you could do the City Watch a favor by taking care of it.
Can I roll a sense, motive, insight, perception, something?
Sure thing, yeah.
Is this dude on the level, or is he trying to
Yeah,
kill
is
me?
he on the level? Oi!
Yeah.
Cover your ears, this might get loud, but...
Perfect. This dude is certainly you're very confident. You're getting that he's. I mean, there's a lot he's not telling you, but not necessarily in a vindictive or trying to get one up on you way. You think the way he's looking sawn up and down, and even yourself when you arrive, that he's trying to get the measure of both of you. And from what he sees, he's not particularly. He's somewhat impressed, but he's not. He doesn't feel threatened or intimidated at all. And his tone seems to be a bit like, oh, he's just trying to, gauge how useful you could be to him. and this seems like somewhat of a test.
All right.
I want to ask him as well. Just whereabouts in the dock ward were these killings committed, so I can at least I have an idea of where in the docks to have a look.
One was on Ship Street, and what are the other bloody streets in Waterdeep? Also, just for a little bit of metagaming here, I assumed you would go straight to the fucking boat because that is why Katie is here. So you're holding up my shit.
We'll go straight
You're
to the boat.
holding up my shit, Dylan, because I expected you to do this between sessions.
Hey, you give me a tiny piece of string.
Yeah, you start unthreading it. We're gonna be stuck in the dock ward all for the next 3 hours.
No. I'll just say it to him. I'll be like, I will return. I will return.
So,
we'll just glaze over that.
Yeah. He says, "Look, yep, that's fine. If someone else handles it, I may have other work for you. If that doesn't work out, if you're unable to be effective there, perhaps when you return, we can discuss again other ways you can be useful."
Very good. Very good.
Cool. Sorry, I probably should have just cut you off from that earlier, because I knew I should have known. I should have known you would have.
Yeah, it's me. My ADD goes fucking wherever it wants. Like, ooh, adventure, let's go.
Cool. All right. So you, with the aid of Paulie, who's sort of refitted you get out on high tide early in the morning, and make your way out to the west, pursuing what even in the bright morning sun is somewhat muted by the mists that seem to be clinging to the air, and dampening, turning it almost into a fog. You can sort of see plenty in front of you, and with your crack team of pirates or freelancers or whatever it is you want to be called, privateers, you are able to plot a course for the Moonshae Isles. And as you get closer and closer, it becomes more obvious where the source of this mist and this harrowing is coming from over the next couple of days. And I think it sort of takes sort of a couple of days to get out to the archipelago that is the Moonshae Isles.
How many days to be exact? Because I need to roll that book every day.
Oh, okay. Let's say 10 days. Obviously, you're quite busy with, having to man the ship things and all that, but you do have a bit of downtime each evening to do stuff. So, it's regenning its pages, is it?
Yes. So now it's fully regenerated. Every day I just want to use the wish scroll along the way as well, just to try and replicate some spell.
Sure.
So I'll come up with a list of spells and I'll send them to you, and then
I'll tell you now.
So we can just go.
Every evening, as you're getting ready for bed, you open up the book, you tear out the page, you read the instructions, you read it, you triple check it this time, and you begin going through the motions and saying the words and casting it, and every single time a sponge appears and starts wiping you down, and then water appears above you and rinses you clean. And so every day, despite being on the high seas, everyone else is getting incredibly smelly, the ship's getting a bit lived in, but your quarters and you are beautifully clean, smelling like lavender, and are looking pristine. Even more so than like a regular elf looks pristine. You are just chef's kiss.
I see where you're going with this, Dan.
Okay.
All right. Do I pick up anything over the 10 days? Do I pick up any inkling of anything?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Do you want 1 or 10 of them?
Just one. Just one to sort of...
17.
Yeah. As you spend more and more time with this book, as you get to your destination, you end up even trying maybe some of the other scrolls as well, right? Or you're sort of going through, checking your notes. You realize like what you thought was another language for some of this stuff or perhaps was you were mistranslating, is actually just misspellings. Some of even the most basic of words and instructions on how to cast these spells are entirely misspelled. And as you dive deeper and deeper, you realize that even the notations at the top of each of the scrolls are misspelled.
Okay, good to know. That's it. But no, I feel like Dan's trying to get me to be the Yennefer of the ship, making me smell of lavender.
That's right. Bring
I am the brooding, the brooding caster. So
eventually, I would say with a 17, which is quite good, and especially because you've been spending all of your time sort of focused on this one, mostly this one page, this one scroll, you're able to piece together that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you figure that out. But I think I've given you a lot of information.
Yeah, the spelling is off. Okay,
yeah,
it's good to know.
Cool. All right. So you, after a while, arrive at sort of an isolated rock spire in the Moonshae Isles that is sort of the base of operations for the Dreadway and Tala and the rest of the captains. In there is a sort of a cove, and as you sort of get closer and closer, you realize as the mist is spreading out, but you can see sort of glowing, sort of greenish, sickly light coming from within the cove. Up above the spire itself, up above the rock cave formations, is a tree and what looks like a bit of a tree house put together towards the above the cove where the boat is, and beyond that, obviously, there's sort of a ship, a land side of the of this wrecking bay as well. And you have a couple of options when arriving, but let me put you on a map here, and we can take a bit of a look. Now, Katie, were you able to see through their be able to see what they see, or be able to see the map when their tokens are there, or is it just black
yeah.
for you? You can?
No, I could see the tavern.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So in my game, compared to Tyler's, is that you can see what your allies are seeing, or and then you can click on yourself to just see what you just see. But
yeah, cool.
Make it a little bit easier as especially if you're wanting to see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let us go here. See what this looks like. So I've just put you on the water, but just to give you an idea of kind of what you see as you come closer.
It's a big ass ship.
That's cool.
Here we go. Cool. So yeah, there's a big glowing ship within this area. Off to the side is a kind of a beach area that's devoid of life, blanketed in this kind of eerie mist. And you're given instructions from Captain Gangplank that there is sort of a hidden entrance to the cave down there that you could enter by. There are also other ways you could potentially approach from sort of the north side, sort of the landward side, if you wanted to go across land to get in. Or, of course, you can kind of pull your launchers up into the cove itself and sort of climb up or attempt to climb up the ghost ship if you like. There is also the sort of the back half of a galleon that's part of a wreck that's been repurposed and is sort of jutting out of the cove itself. That's here over to your left. There are also some cliffs off to the left-hand side as well. And I'm just trying to think. There's let's repurpose my camera here. I'm trying to think what else you see. Yeah, you see sort of a great tree jutting out above this thing. And yeah, so you have a couple of options on how you approach. Now, you're not right there yet, but you're sort of on your ship, maybe a little bit a ways, getting ready to go down in some launches, in some sort of smaller craft to get closer, so as you don't risk the greater ship.
One quick question: We're in a mist or a fog, aren't we? While we're outside.
Yes, so everything is the equivalent of sort of dim light, even though the sun is definitely diffused, and it seems somewhat stormy and dark around.
I will be leaving my expensive sunglasses on the ship.
Perfect. Yeah, you
In
don't
my
have any
quarters.
trouble in this sort of dim, stormy light with it being too bright at all. You don't need to wear either pair of glasses. This is probably the most comfortable you've been on the surface so far. This sort of gloom.
Yeah, I'll look to Yama and Paulie if he's floating around on the ship and be like, I like this. I think we should just stay here. This is quite comfortable for me.
But, friend, we have people to save. There are lives at risk. We must move ahead. We must
what
forge a
about it?
path.
What about my comfort?
I say
Okay.
leave it behind. We will return.
Okay, says you that can see in the sunlight.
Now-
Okay, where
So
do you
for-
think we should go?
For Paulie, roleplay headcanon, I'm going to say he's still on deck with Gangplank on their ship, the Dreadway, which is sort of a bit further back, and we're discussing the. I think Paulie was discussing with him how much powder he can buy off him, and probably not taking no for an answer, and that's why he's like, no, you guys go on without me. This is really important. I need to buy as much gunpowder as I can.
As we leave Paulie, I'm just going to call him a blithering idiot
Yeah.
into his brain. That's all he hears.
Yep. Good.
No one else hears me say it.
You were given instructions, though, that you need to scuttle the ship. But as you get closer and you see within this cave, huge cage large enough to fit a frigate that's beneath the roots of a tree, the ship itself looks rather incorporeal. And you see a sort of a tendril of mist of light striking up through the tree into the treehouse above, perhaps connected. Who knows?
Huh?
But you have a couple of
How f-
options on how you want to enter. What do you do?
From the nearest point of entry to the tree, how far would that be?
Excellent question. Nearest point of entry to the tree. So from sea level up, it's probably like the tree probably the base of the tree probably starts like 70 feet off the water level,
And then our tree house?
and then the tree house is even higher above that. And then there looks to be what is it, planks and sort of buildings around the tree itself, very Lost Boys style. But it keeps going up and up. So the tree itself is hundreds of feet tall to get to the top.
Is it like attached to the bank on the right side?
What was that, sorry?
Is it attached? Is it coming out of the bank on the right side? Of the
Yeah, let
property?
me move you momentarily, and you can kind of get another view.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh wow!
Didn't realize there was another half to that map.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Thorn, were we not told of a secret entrance? Do you not think that some subtlety may be to our benefit here?
I don't know. I believe we're trying to get to the top of that tree, so why would we start with a cave? That's underground.
The cliffs are tall, though. How are your
There's
skills?
that boat over there. I mean, I can teleport us up onto the cliff, but just everyone will know that we're here. It'll be very loud.
It's loud.
Yeah.
I do not think
Sounds
we
kind
wish
of like
to
the thunder that I've never actually heard the real thing of, but you know.
Are the cliffs really high? Like, I'm a pretty good climber. What kind of like DC are we looking at? Are there some handholds?
You could potentially, if you have, especially if you have climbing tools, you could try and carry yourself and climb up the sides of it. Absolutely. Um, I've got a little bit of a picture here. It's just a bit of a sketch.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so they're cliffs.
Yeah,
But you could definitely make. It'll be a difficult check. It is steep and rocky.
yeah.
But you could make an athletics check to climb, though it is obviously risky. If you fall.
I could lower you a rope from above.
How high can the cliffs from here? Would they be within 90 feet of the base?
The cliff top, within
Yeah.
90 feet. Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll just say to Yama, I'll give Yama a pat on the back and guidance, and just say, no. I believe I have a way to do this that won't make lots of noise. Possibly, we'll see. I don't know. It will make lots of light, but not much noise.
I do not see many around. Perhaps this is the better option.
I could lower you a rope, potentially.
Well, it sounds as though you have a plan. I will happily follow your lead.
No, you will learn eventually. My plans are very crackpot. We will see.
So what are you doing?
Hey Dan,
Yeah.
so the ride the lightning spell, when you cast this spell, you choose a point you can see within the spell's range. It doesn't say if I can go up or down. It just says I have to be able to see where I land.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I ride the lightning onto the cliff?
You certainly can.
I just want to make sure.
Can't
it
carry
doesn't-
anyone with you though.
Yes, that I understand, but I can lower a rope
Sure.
once I get
Make
up
my
there.
climb check easier.
And you've been guidanced. All right, well, I'm going to ride the lightning up onto the cliff.
All right.
I'm ready.
There is a crack of thunder as the lightning superheats the air, and there's sort of a boom. You see a streak of bright light as Sorn jumps on it like a skateboard and makes his way to the top of the cliff.
And then I will lower the rope down. And I want to fix the rope to... Is this stump? Like, does it look like it's going to stay there?
Sure.
All right, I want to, like, loop the rope around the stump, but still hold it.
Yeah.
So it's like to decrease the weight of if I'm pulling someone up, so it doesn't pull me over because I'm not very strong.
Okay. So you start sort of tying the rope around, lowering down to Yama, who is down there at the bottom of the cliff, I think. Now, for some reason, my stream view map is not showing the other half, which is disappointing. You should be able to kind of see her down there. Or him, sorry.
Down here?
Can you see like a shadow version of Yama below you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's working. That's cool.
I can
can't
see both tokens.
anything.
I see both tokens.
Yeah, let's pull you up. Just so that I can make my life easier. But for some reason it's not showing the fog. Let me refresh that. Cool. Alright, so you lower a rope down. I'll give you advantage on the athletics check, Yama, as you're starting to climb that rope.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's very good.
29.
So thanks to the help of the rope. Well, actually, you probably didn't necessarily need the rope, though it is a lot easier. As you're climbing to the top, though, just as you arrive, there is a you hear sort of the snuffling of a beast, and you see one of these things.
Is that the bark beast that we fought last time?
That's right. The dog's made of sort of mist, light, and wood.
Little Maokai thingy boys.
Yeah, come running at you from out of the mist, past some sort of what appears to be some tents that are sort of that are set up around there. It comes around the corner and starts howling at you. We're going to roll initiative momentarily. As soon as I figure out why you guys
Oh, he's a
aren't...
proactive bark beast.
Proactive.
I understand why he's the one yelling and trying to alert everyone.
Yeah. He's up for promotion.
He knows his job and he's doing it well.
How's that? Okay, there, we got the map working again now. Cool.
I think.
Katie, you hear a crack of lightning, a crack of thunder in the mist, and then sort of the howl of a bark beast. You find yourself in sort of half a ship, tied with your hands bound, tied in what appears to be sort of a makeshift tavern made out of half of a ship. The old wood scent mixes with wet spilled grog and rum, and there's an ocean chill blowing in from the west. You can see in front of you 3 figures sort of carousing at the table. They have been between drinking or seemingly drinking, but then also coming over to ask questions of your former crew. And when they're not liking the answers, murdering them, and you have been currently left for last. And they look like this.
I will just say my foundry is being weird, so I refreshed it, so I can't see what you just put up.
That's fine.
Grab it to me.
Well, it's so these are definitely in the garb of pirates. They've got the vests, the pants. Some of them have bandanas, some of them have hats, but they look incredibly gaunt and sickly. Their skin turned green, their eyes glowing sort of a pale or light green, and they were asking each of your crewmates. They're asking, where is the pearl? And then each of them either your crewmates said, I don't know. I think one of the officers from your ship told just said back, like, you will never know that she belongs to the deep. She's not for the likes of you. And they just slit his throat. And they've been sort of slowly making their way through your crew over the last day or so, asking questions when the answers are not substantial, murdering them. For some reason, you have been left last, possibly because they don't think that you are capable of speech, as you have a very interesting look about you. Do you want to describe your character, please?
Yeah, okay. So at some point, maybe I was an elf, but I don't really look like one anymore. I've got giant, like, bulbous eyes that are really dilated and got, like, yellow, milky white. I have light blue, iridescent, semi-translucent skin. And I have, like, scars all over my shoulders, but you wouldn't really notice that because you'd probably notice the gills first on my necks. And then you would probably notice the 2 tentacle-like appendages that come from the back of my shoulder blades and curl around my arms, but definitely move on their own. I've shaved sides of the head and a long black mohawk with, like, a streak of white through it. And I look a little fishy, but I'm not quite fishy.
And upon I love that. And upon the sound of the thunder, the creatures in this room with you all sort of turn their heads over to sort of the sound, and then after that, the sound of howling. And we're going to roll initiative.
I'm just going to look at Yama and say, I hope you're ready.
And I think Yama's just going to respond, remember to hit them with the fire.
Yes.
All right. So, Sorn, you are quick to act, but not as quick as this beastie.
He's so proactive.
He's so proactive. He's
Good
going
on
to run
him.
in. He's howling. And he runs in and starts trying to bite at you, but not necessarily just with teeth. He also is. Actually, he's got to spend his entire movement to get to you, I think. Yeah. So he's going to do that. He's going to get right up in your grill and run past the broken mast off to your right. That kind of leads down into the ship you saw earlier. And he just sort of lets out a yowling howl as he charges in, attempting to nip at your heels. But despite being incredibly proactive, that is all he can do this turn. It is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna look straight at him and go, oh, these things again. And I'm going to, They were hurt by radiant damage, were they not?
Yes.
Yes. Whack him.
Whack
Well,
him.
that'll be interesting. That's a 9 to hit. Although, I'm going to burn my favored by the gods because I'm assuming that doesn't hit.
It does not.
Yep, and I'm going to roll it's another 4, so that is a 13 to hit.
13 is right on the nose. And in fact, you bonk him right on the nose with your Stormlord's blade, and that does 13 radiant damage, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you like to do this?
Yes.
I'm just gonna these things again, and I'm gonna just like whip it out, like go to swing, and there's nothing in my hand, and as it connects, it just appears and slashes straight through, and he just like fizzles away.
Yeah, as you plunge the radiance your hand forward and the sword appears, the mist that it's sort of made up of, the wood around that makes up its skin bursts into flames, and the mist just evaporates, leaving sort of a small pool of condensation on the cold grassy floor. Cool. Anything else?
I will also make my way forward. 10, 20... 35 feet forward.
Alrighty.
I'll go the full 40. Might as well. I'll go to there.
Cool. As you make your way deeper into the camp, you can see, to your north, part of the great tree that this place is made up of. There is sort of you catch a bit of a scent on the wind, and what is either wind howling through the tree's branches itself, or is possibly the muted sounds of someone screaming horrifically. It's a little bit hard to tell. But beyond you is some tarps and tents and things like that. This at some point seemed to be a little bit of a mini Tortuga, where potentially even commerce happened. And from your vantage point past the stump here, you can see into a wrecked second half of the ship, potentially the other half of the wrecked ship you saw below, and there are 3 of these pirate guys. I think you can see a number of pirate guys and also a fishman esque creature, a creature from the Black Lagoon within, and at least all the deathly looking pirates are turning to look at you. What is the fishman doing? Well, I guess we'll get to that on your turn, Katie. The 2 pirates near you, though, sort of step forward to kind of get a better view of what's going on. In fact, moving around the table, moving around the room, inching closer, they seem to be like almost walking as if puppets. They're not maybe in full control of all of their limbs, but their glowing eyes lock on with you, Sorn, and they start shambling towards you. Yama, what do you do?
I think Yama is going to. Yama can obviously see some of this, right? So Yama's gonna double move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And then I'm gonna, as I pass on, I'm just gonna cast bonus action. Shield of Faith on him. So you get a +2 bonus to your AC for 10 minutes. That is concentration though, so keep me honest there. Yeah, and then I would like to roll like a perception check or something to see what these are. Maybe some kind of knowledge check.
Yeah. So yeah, give me an Arcana check. I think would be little shield on Sorn there.
16.
Yeah. So these look like some sort of undead thralls. They aren't. They're definitely not sort of an intelligent undead. I don't know if you have a lot of experience with the undead in general, but
Probably
typically, yeah, with a 16, I think you probably know that they're immune to poison and certain effects because they're not living. You can't fuck them up that way. But traditionally, they are vulnerable to radiant damage. Clerics and paladins and things like that are usually sent to deal with these kind of things. But they also look like pirates. Some of them have scimitars, cutlasses. Some of them even have, pistols and muskets of a sort. And they all seem to be turning towards you.
All right. Well, Yama is just going to say this to Sorn, obviously. He's just going to be like, continue with that radiance there. They cannot stand the good in you. I see it. I know you are good. And then he's just gonna end his turn.
Son chuckle a little bit. Good. Who gave you that idea?
I know that was good.
Katie, we haven't heard your character's name yet, so we're not going to say it out loud. What do you do? Your hands are bound. Your equipment has been taken from you. At least everything that you were. You I guess didn't have equipment in a traditional sense. I think things are given to you as you typically go out on your missions, right? But you are you're still fully wearing your regular kind of mission clothes. So anything you're wearing is fine. But I would just say you don't have any, of your typical weapons in your hands right now.
Yeah, that's fine. So my hands are bound, right?
Sure.
And these guys, these ghost guys, are they like... Do they look like I could hit them? Or do they look like...
Ethereal.
Nothing?
No, they do look like you could hit them. They are physical. They have been interacting with you and your crew physically, carrying you, tying you up, etc. They, for all intent and purpose, they seem to be corporeal.
Yeah, cool. All right, so he's going to... And I'm sorry if this is really slow, because my computer has been really slow.
That's all right.
He's going to walk... Okay, sorry, it froze. Come on, I believe in you. Come on, get to there. My computer's too old to update, so it's stuffing up in Foundry, I've discovered. Anyway, he's going to get to here. It doesn't matter that his hands are bound, because his 2 tentacles unfurl from where they have kind of just hugged his body, almost to seem like they're not there. And he will whack this one and this one with one of them. One each, because he can do 2 attacks in one action.
And I think, Yama, you see this, or at least you see the figure of this fish creature, take the opportunity while you're rolling. I'm giving you time to roll the dice, Katie.
Thank you.
Your computer to catch up. You see this figure, its hands bound, leap forward into the center of some of these distracted pirates. Its tentacles writhing and flailing about. Sorn, I think you fail to see this, as there is a big tree stump in your way.
I hear a commotion. I'm like, what the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah,
you hear like a fuck noise in the distance.
and moaning and groaning. And all you really, I mean, your attention is probably more on the other pirates that are starting to pull out kukris and aim at you.
Oh, yes, I'm going to get a kukri. Let's go. Stealing all of this.
D&D being mean-spirited. Apologies, guys. Let's try again. Okay, it rolled in D&D, but it didn't roll in
That's all right. Just tell me
Foundry.
the rolls. I trust
I got a 21.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
So that's 5 bludgeoning damage to the first guy.
Yep.
And I'll just roll again for my second attack for the other guy. 22. Jesus.
Hey. Killing
For
it.
4 bludgeoning damage. And I just want to ask, did either of the two that I've hit look like they had a key to my shackles?
Your hands are tied, not.
They're just tied? Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well then I won't bother with that. Yeah.
Unless this is something cool. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I know where you're going with this. Of course they shackled you and tied and locked it with a padlock. And you know, had tied up your friends. They had been, you know, that makes sense. I've been watching Black Sails a lot recently. It's always iron chain, and it's always you get tied to the deck of the ship. If you're in one place. So yes, one of these was your jailer of a sorts.
Yeah, cool. Whichever one it is, JLR, I'll use my bonus action to grapple him.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I don't know if you need to make a contested check or anything like that.
I think it might be an athletics contest.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to give me an athletics,
I got a 5.
he gets a 12.
Hey, he's fine.
So he's able to wriggle out of your grasp, although it is sort of more mindless than anything, just trying to, you know, move away so he can make another attack, or make an attack. Is unable to hold this guy down.
Yeah, I think as he wriggles out of the technical grasp, I say to him, you know, if you let me out, I could help out.
After you've just hit him.
After I've just hit him, yeah. Thinking that far ahead.
I think she should still get a persuasion check.
Just with
Disadvantage.
It sort of turns to you and the mouth opens and a voice comes out, but the mouth doesn't keep moving along with it, right? It's almost just like it opens and then, you know, a voice is channeled through, and says, "You will be released when you give us the pearl. The commander demands it, for he demands it, or you shall die and rise again as the cursed crew."
Well, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. It's all joy.
No, that would be the end of my turn.
All right. All right. One of the pirate thralls moves outside the ship to where it can get a better view of you, Yama, and raises a pistol out of a bandolier, aims it at you, and fires.
Good luck.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
No. Absolutely
The
not.
laugh.
I think he's just standing there bracing himself, and that one doesn't even come close, and he does do a chuckle.
Yeah, the pirate ghost sort of raises the pistol, and there's just smoke, and then all of a sudden the smoke clears, and nothing has happened. You didn't even hear it whiz past, I guess. Off to the east, though, you do see over near the tents, munching. It sort of looks up from that explosion, and it was sort of gnawing on what appeared to be someone's leg. It drops it, seeing you, and starts shambling over, but is only going to get so far. Simpering Death Knight. That's cool.
Hey.
There's a fluffy one.
He is. He's going to walk over and sort of take cover behind this rocky outcropping, pull his flintlock pistol out, and fire it at you, Sorn. I assume a 13 does not hit you either. These guys just aren't about it, you know?
Can I just catch it?
No.
Like if there's not enough force behind it, and someone's just like.
I think it's more just it misses so wildly. You leap to catch it, but it's too high. Their aim is all kinds of terrible. But another one's going to walk up and do the same. This time though, he pulls out a longer, what appears to be sort of a longer barreled, almost like a wizard staff of a kukri. And fires it at you. This time even worse. So again, it just sort of misfires, and while you see plenty of smoke, they sort of turn and look at you, expecting you to be damaged. And then they sort of draw their cutlasses. But it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to run right up to them.
Yep.
And it's 10 feet, isn't it?
Now you get a good view of this hideous fish creature. More beast than man, yar. But it seems to be flailing wildly at these pirate ghosts as well. These pirate undead. So perhaps they've summoned some creature from the abyss that one was not meant to deal with, and have give themselves a bit of an oopsie whoopsie.
Oh, I've heard tales of these depth creatures. Oh. Yeah, I want to run up to them, and I'm going to thunderstep. Like, just to the other side of them.
Okay.
Which is... And I also want to change that to fire with my transmuted spell.
Okay. Absolutely. So you disappear in a clash of thunder, and a sort of wreath of fire lances out around you. They have to make con saving throws. One of them succeeds, one of them does not, and it's going to take 23 fire damage, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And half as much. So one of them remains, but is not looking great.
The one that I obliterated.
Yeah.
Which kukri or staff did he have?
Well, here's the thing: as you wreath him in flames,
I
everything
blew
goes
him
up
to
in
pieces.
flames and explodes. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn it! I blew up my gun. I'll look at the. Yeah, I'll just look. I'll and as that happens,
you did blow up the one that had the musket, like the long.
Damn it!
One, the long nose.
I haven't seen one of those yet. I wanted that one. And then this terrifying fishman creature hears inside their head. Are you friend or foe?
Friend. Oh, well, friend. Hands are tied.
Waves
Okay,
with
good.
tentacles.
Yeah, the tentacles are like,
Woo. Good to know. Okay, I'll be there in a moment. And then Yama also hears in his head. There's another person here. They're our friend, I think. They said friend. We'll see.
An ally inside the ship?
Yes.
Are they in need of rescuing? How many times can I reply?
As long as I talk to you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
cool. Are they in need of rescuing? Are they able
looks
to
like
aid?
they're kind of holding their own. Well, we should help.
I'll be there shortly.
Okay. And then, yeah, I turn back to this ugly zombie guy right in front of me. Just, like, brace myself.
And yeah, he just sort of turns to you, and again, that sort of jaw hanging loose, parts of his face burnt off. What skin is left is, charred and looking terrible. You just hear, "More crew for Commander Thedros."
Probably not.
The thralls that were making their way to deal with this, these interlopers have obviously been smacked about by you, Katie, and one of them pulls out an axe off its belt and swings it at you. 13.
Nope.
And the other one pulls a cutlass out and takes a swing at you with that. This is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yama.
Alright. Can I roll a perception on this guy in front of me, or like a knowledge?
Well, what are you trying to ascertain first, I guess?
Whether he is like stronger, like different than the other. Oh, geez, very different from the other guys.
Yeah, this is perhaps one
Ew.
that's a little bit more decayed than the others.
Okay.
Its clothes just tatters and remnants. Yeah, give me a... I'll take an insight check to kind of get a gauge on how
I'm good at
strong
that.
or fast or whatever you think this thing is. So you think it is probably stronger than the average person, but it's swift. It is dexterous. You don't think it's intelligent at all, if that helps.
Alright. Yes, cool. So he's going to walk up to it, I guess, and attack. Time to die.
So you pull out your blade. What does your blade look like?
Oh, so it's really cool. It's definitely like this traditional katana shape weapon. He is a samurai. But this one's a little bit different. I would say it's got some kind of like traditional runic inscriptions on there, perhaps a little bit of glistening that's a little bit like unnatural. You can feel that when he actually draws the weapon, his stature changes a little bit, becomes a bit more maybe like noble, heroic looking. He just definitely like fills out. Yeah.
Love it.
So I guess because I'm drawing the weapon, do I only get one attack?
No. Drawing is part of the attack. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to hear how cool it looks.
Yes, that's how it is in my head. So 15 attack to attack.
15 will hit.
Sweet. That's 9 damage.
So you hack into this thing with the katana with your first strike. It is still standing. It seems to be sort of snarling and clawing at you. But, you've got another attack.
Yes, and I shall swing.
Ho 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 ho!
Hey!
I'll make it a little quieter this time.
Very good.
So you can see he's really like pushing his katas. He's moving with swift motions, practiced and precise. And he swings down with 2 hands and gets 14 damage.
Very good. How do you want to do this? So, the first strike set him up. The second strike, as you said, with the katas.
Yeah.
And how do you cut this thing up?
So I think the katana is designed to be, you have to draw it so it doesn't get like stuck in the bone. So it's just a very swift motion, very precise at a point that will just cause death. It's like a science.
The science of killing zombies.
Absolutely, yeah.
And as
Book by Yama.
You put the foot on, draw the blade back out after snapping it short, so that it doesn't get lodged in the brain pan of whatever this thing is. And then as you draw it back, it falls to the ground, and you're able to just flick the blade to the side, removing any gore.
Clean it off, yeah.
As the other pirates turn to look at you, You can see Sorn up ahead of you as well, dealing swiftly with some of them. Karu.
Yes. Is either of the weapons that the two ghost dudes brandished to me martial or simple weapons?
Yes, the cutlass that one of them tried to hit you with and the axe are both simple weapons.
Cool. I think the cutlass looks cooler. Karu will once again, because his hands are still bound, hit them both with his grappling appendages. Let's see if the roll works. But he wants to grapple as a bonus action. He wants to grapple the one that has the cutlass.
Yeah.
That.
Ooh.
Okay, it went through.
Yep. 15 will definitely hit.
Come on, computer. I believe in you. 5 bludgeoning damage to the first one.
Yep. He is.
And then.
I mean, they don't really bleed, but for all intent and purpose, he is bloodied.
I feel like I'm just like cracking a bone off every now and again. Like his collarbone just went pew
Yeah.
in the distance. Second one, and I'll call that this is the one that I'm going to try and grapple, but I don't think I get him.
Well, the one above you, I did the one first that you had was the cutlass one because you were focusing on him.
Yeah, okay, so I'm trying to grapple him as a bonus action, but I also try to hit the other one.
Okay, so you're attacking both at the same time rather than focusing. Yeah. That's fine. But you do hit the one with the cutlass and bloody him. And so it's a athletics contest.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a 14 total.
Give me the sword. Far out.
What was yours?
I got a 13.
Oh, 13, right. Yeah, gotcha. Cool. All right. So you seem to be grappling with this guy, trying to take his sword with your noodly tentacle arms, but no dice, because when you're wrestling for possession of the sword, the person with the handle usually wins. The one of the other thralls who has pulls out his scimitar and starts running at you. Blade held high, wailing wildly, Kate, towards Yama, and brings the sword down for a dirty 20 to hit. Kate's not there. I think Kate's armor class is 18. So when Kate gets back, please tell her that Yama takes 12 slashing damage.
Yama takes 12 slashing damage.
No.
Yeah, so the one of the ghoul pirates runs up to you with swinging his cutlass around, is finally able to sort of strike into you. It hits your armor, but you do feel the blow and take 12 slashing damage. And I'll have you make a concentration check to maintain the blessing upon Sorn.
What's a concentration check?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution, thank you. So I'm assuming he hit more than a 19. That's so sad.
Yeah, he hit a dirty 20.
Okay.
And yeah, you get a 15, so you save. The shield around Sorn stays strong.
Yes.
The ghoul behind you, though, Sorn, steps forward, and tries to run you through with his cutlass. There's going to be a 15 to hit, which I don't think hits anymore. As it sort of bounces off this crackling white light around your body, leaving you an opening to make a counterattack on your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a flourish and spin around and use my Stormlord's blade again. Oh, well, never mind. That ain't going to hit. That's a 1.
No, as you spin around and shove the blade at it, it sort of flickers and goes out. And in the back of your mind, you hear the Stormlord laugh at you. And you hear in your mind, This is what you get for throwing in with old gods. Lightning spawn. See how
Why now?
See how their power fails you.
This is your power. Yeah, okay. As I flourish, I'm just gonna end up on the other side of him. That's
Sure.
all. Like I want to spin around him as I go because I went to like spin and like stab it in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And the blade didn't connect, and I just end up on the other side of him.
You
It
just
looked-
look like an idiot.
Looked like a beautiful
Yeah,
dance move, though.
Yeah, it was cool. Cool guy.
Cool guy.
Yeah, I'll just turn around and like I'm facing him and I'm like, hey, what?
He's fine.
This never happens, I promise. Despite being surrounded, though, Karu, the thralls are trying to attack you with the cutlass and the axes. The one with the axe tries to attack you from behind down here, completely fails. The cutlass you're wrestling for, though, hits you for 17. Does that hit?
Yes.
Yes. Very good, because you, whilst you're wrestling for this blade, you take 9 slashing damage as it sort of cuts one of your tentacles, which is perhaps the reason why you couldn't get a good hold upon it. But it's Yama's turn.
Yama's gonna attack this bastard that hit him. I take that.
24 will definitely hit.
So he's really like quite studied, and he's kind of like he's taken this blow, but immediately just kind of flows back with his own and does 9 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Very simple. He is really not retaliating really in any way, but just finishing the job.
Yeah. So the slice comes down cleanly, and just you hear the slight oomph of the body as it hits the floor, and the sort of the light, the sickly glowing light sort of leaves its eyes and seems to fade back up and sort of drift off into the sky.
Cool. I think I'll push forward 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. Just coming towards Sorn, and he's just gonna, brother, do you need a hand with that one, or are you quite finished?
It'll be fine.
All right, and he looks towards the stranger. How do you fare in there?
I mean, I'd do better if my arms weren't tied, but I'm fine.
He nods. That's it.
And to back up those words, Karu, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to focus all my attention on the one with the cutlass because he just stabbed me. Yeah, so both of my tentacles will whack him.
Yep.
Again, with the attempt to grapple him to get the cutlass off him.
10's not going to cut it.
Yep. And again.
This time.
Thwack, thwack.
Oh.
Nope.
No. Perhaps because he sliced one up, it it's a bit twitchy now. It's a bit tender, and can't, even against your will, it's almost like hesitant to go in and get those strikes as he's sort of defending himself with that sword.
Kara's like getting frustrated. She's just like, just give me please just give me the cutlass. Come on, you're not even doing a good job with it. You're not even using it right. Thwack, thwack.
The thrall in front of you doesn't have such a blade sawn. It has what appears to be a solid metal one. Tries to run you through with it. Does a 19 hit your new armor class?
Yep.
You're going to take 9 slashing damage as he sort of nicks the side of your arm as well, where the Stormlord's blade used to be. Your arm is no longer protected, and then therefore takes a bit of a slashing.
I'm going to hellish rebuke that. Boop. 4 damage.
He's going to make a dex save. But fails and takes the full brunt of the damage. Barely standing, but still standing. His sort of a lot more of his face and arm is now burnt to a crisp from where you thunderstepped, and obviously
Understomped.
where you hellishly rebuked him, but he is still standing. It's your turn.
Just trying to keep him warm. How's his gun looking currently?
He's sort of just holding it in his hand. It looks fine. Obviously unloaded, seeing as he just took a shot. But he does have, as a pirate, does have things on his belt and so on.
I'm going to attempt another Stormlord's Blade. They haven't been very good today, but we're going to try it again.
You haven't been saying... I mean, you haven't called your daddy...
Well,
Woo!
I was going to say I haven't called your daddy in a while, but you get him on the phone and say, look, give me the good stuff.
I want to just step up and be like, oh, give me strength, please. And I want to walk up, place a hand on his gun, and then just the blade appears, and I want to stab him in the guts and pull the gun away.
Excellent. Just excellent.
We lost him.
You lost me. My bad. Yeah, so you stab him with the blade. He burns away around it, and you're able to grab the weapon out of his hand before the remains of him fall to the ground.
Hell yeah. And I'm just going to place my new pistol on my belt.
Yes, you now have a flintlock pistol. It's not quite high quality in make as ones you've seen before, but it does pretty much the same job.
Well, yeah, I'll place that on my... I have a belt that runs across my chest, sort of like a bandolier. I want to place it in that.
Yeah.
And then walk forwards into the ship.
Alright.
In front of this door. So I have an access point behind me so I can see if anyone's coming up behind us.
Yeah, cool. Alright, the thralls around you, Karu, are still fucking shit up here. The one with the axe trying to find a way in past these tentacles and strike. I believe a 15 will not hit.
No, I think that's my armor class. So it does hit.
That's fun. By fun, I mean painful for you.
Yeah, ow.
Slashing damage.
How much, sorry? 4?
4.
Okay, thank you.
The cutlass, though, will not be able to hit as he's trying too hard. You're sort of almost wrestling him for the cutlass. He's not able to get a good strike in. And we move to Yama's turn.
Alright, Yama is moving in, seeing this new ally and friend of ours getting attacked. I want to be within 5 feet of both of them. And then which was the one that you were targeting mostly? The one above you or below you?
Yeah, the one. I think the one above me is the one with the cutlass.
Alright, I'm going to... I guess I'll go for the other one since you're probably focused on that guy. So I'm going to attack... Oh gosh. Natty 1.
Good. But you have a second attack, don't you?
Yes, I do. I just thought maybe something bad was going to happen to me. 19! Much better.
Absolutely. That'll hit.
Sweet. That is 7 damage.
7 is... How do you want to do this?
He just comes in and takes a slice across the belly, straight through.
And as if cutting strings, the remains of this creature sort of fall to the deck and stop moving.
I think he then just he turns to the other enemy, puts a hand on his new ally's shoulder and says, "Are you good?" Gives like a nod, and then turns to the enemy.
All right, Karo.
Yeah, that was impressive. And he continues to try bludgeoning this fucking roll.
The keys on its belt jangling away. Your hand's still tied. You try, hitting it with your tentacles, slamming your fists into it.
Hey.
There you go.
I'm on a delay, so I'm like, did that work? And I'm still rolling, and you guys celebrate. Like, yeah, cool, it worked. Oh my god. 5 bludgeoning damage.
Cool. Not enough with that attack, unfortunately.
That's alright, I get another one.
Okay, good. Take it then.
Fine. Good.
That one will definitely be enough, though, as you strike it. How would you like to finish it off?
I would say that, like, he just kind of, like, both of the appendages at the same time just, like, go straight down onto this enemy's shoulders, and it just crumples beneath them. And then with one of the appendages, Karu picks up the cup, and she's like, finally! And he looks around, looks at Yama, looks around, and kind of goes, ah, shit. It's, like, over, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. Are you here alone, friend?
Yeah, I think so. I think they killed everyone else I was with.
Does that trouble you?
I don't know. I don't really remember who I was with. It troubles me that they killed them so easily, because they wanted information and then they'd ask one question, and if we didn't know the answer, they'd just kill them. And I was like, that's really ineffective.
I did hear the name Commander Tharrasques. Do you know this person?
Do I know this person, Dan?
No.
No. And I don't know anything about that pearl that they were asking about.
Yes. Son?
I'm from underground. I got no idea.
Probably never seen a pearl.
Yeah, what's a pearl?
I guess it looks as though our quests possibly align, friend. What is your name?
My name is Karu.
I am Yama.
Nice.
Well met. I am Sorn.
Guys are pretty good fighters. And I hold my hands out. Can you take these off, please?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yama quickly, like, abashedly takes the key and unlocks you. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. And looking around, do I see where they may have stored any of my weapons?
No. So they took it away. They sort of brought you in here, this sort of makeshift tavern area. Though you do remember when you were first brought here, you were in cages downstairs, and there was sort of like a cell-ish kind of area downstairs. Though for some reason each of you were kind of brought up here one at a time or brought away. You had seen after they'd murdered your shipmates, they'd taken the bodies away as well. They hadn't just sort of thrown them into the ocean or anything. They'd actually taken them away. So probably to use for some sort of nefarious purposes.
Yeah, cool. I guess I relayed some of that. Just like, look, I don't really know why they brought us on here. We were downstairs in some, like, prison cells. They started bringing us up. Kept asking us questions about this pearl that I don't know if it's a pearl or a person or what it is. And what was weird, though, was every time they killed someone, they didn't, like, chuck them into the sea. They, like, took them away, like the bodies. Don't know if that aligns with what you two are doing here, but, like, seems like maybe they were going to use them.
Well, one did yell at me as I cut him down that we were more bodies for Commander Tharrasques. Perhaps this is something to do with their undead nature.
Yeah, maybe.
Kill that commander.
Well, we're here to scuttle this haunted ship on this isle. Perhaps this is where this Commander Tharrasques is holed up.
Oh, if you want some more power behind you, I'm happy to help. And what else am I going to do?
Well, absolutely. Welcome aboard. And he just slaps you on the shoulder and gives you a punch.
Kara
gonna
immediately
say.
likes Yama. Kara's like, I
Yes.
love this guy.
So I'll just be like, well, all right. Well, you're the new intern of La Floridita. Welcome aboard the crew. He's just doing his best Paulie impression of welcoming new shipmates. You are an intern, though. It's unpaid at the moment. I don't know.
People get paid for this kind of stuff? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, you never get paid. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can I quickly check? While I'm saying this, I'm just rummaging through the corpses, looking for, like, some powder and shot for this pistol, if there is any.
You find you find enough powder and shot. As I said, 10 shots on them that you think you could make work with the pistol you have.
Okay, can I please load up one shot into my flintlock?
Absolutely.
I think while
while I'm
Sawn
talking, I'm just like, oh yeah, welcome to the crew. Like,
we don't pay anybody. Nobody gets paid.
I'm like checking out the sights on it. Like, oh, there's no sights. Cool.
Yeah.
No,
and
I'm just doing what I assume is right.
No, and as you're doing that, Kara's like, yeah, great. I'm glad to be here. And I'm like rummaging to find just any kind of like weaponry that I can use in the meantime.
Yeah. You find plenty of keep zooming over here. You find plenty of cutlasses, scimitars, boarding axes, boarding pikes, and one other pistol.
I will be taking that scimitar.
So you can just add that to your sheet. The other things you find whilst you're in this tavern, there are some bottles of rum and sort of general, crates of food and things like that. This, though as you open them up, the food appears to have rotted, and the rum and stuff seems to have kept, but everything else of an organic nature seems to have rotted away, as if it has been here for over a year.
Oh, well, I guess I'll follow your lead, seeing as my crew is gone.
I would like to grab I'll just grab a couple of those bottles of rum, put them in my coat.
Sure.
I know Paulie likes to drink, and we're on an excursion without him. Look after him.
You gotta bring him back.
To make him happy. Yeah, I'm bringing him back a person, so like I don't know if he's gonna like this person, so I'll butter him up with booze. How it works.
Sure, he has carefully plotted out ship rations. Maybe one person would throw out the careful spreadsheet that he's got.
I'm in charge of the spreadsheet and the money. It's fine. Don't worry. There's enough in the coffers, I think.
Very good.
We'll see.
Well, shall we circle back towards the ship that we spotted in the cove?
I don't know about the ship. There was a big tree house up the top with lots of light.
You want to go to the
that seems
tree
interesting.
house?
That seems kind of cool. I want to see what the fuck's going on up there.
Well, Karu, do you know if there is anyone else left in the camp? How many people did you see while you were kept prisoner here?
Dan, how many people did I see?
You saw a full sort of crew complement. I think that your ship was assaulted. I don't think. You were definitely coming back from somewhere. I think coming back from a mission. And you got beset by, I think not these guys, probably. You got beset by a group that had their main leader had like an iron hand, and they were a lot tougher. Well, they were a lot tougher than these guys. They sunk your ship. You guys were raided. What captives there were, you and the remainder of your crew were locked up here. But then at some point, this place seemed to be infested. The kind of the dark mists began, and then all of a sudden there weren't any human crew left on this island. They were all undead, and the crew that attacked your ship though was definitely human and definitely alive. These guys just pulled you out of the cells and started asking you questions. But they were definitely
Also, in the time that I was in the cells, the people that had captured us, suddenly it was not them, it was these undead people instead. If they were the same people, or they were just like...
some of them you recognize. Obviously, you haven't seen the captain with the iron hand, or the metal hand. But so the workers that were sort of dealing with you, the prison guards that were here, or some of them you recognize for sure, that seem to have turned undead, and then started interrogating you and your crew. The human ones hadn't, they'd taken you as prisoners, but they hadn't done anything with you yet.
Yeah, I think as we're sort of walking off or wherever we're heading, Kara's like, there's definitely, I don't know, it's kind of weird. The skeletons, they weren't what grabbed me and my crew. But it kind of looks like a couple of them became, like, the people that did capture us and imprisoned us. I feel like I've recognized a couple of their faces in these undead that have been hanging around.
Well, then perhaps we should assume that your old crew have also been turned. I
anticipate we may run into them, yes.
I think we face many enemies on this island. We should move carefully.
Also curious to know how they became undead.
Yes.
Like, especially the ones that captured us. I wonder if they willingly became undead or if something else is going on.
Yeah, because especially as you're fighting these guys, I mean, you're able to fight these guys with your hands tied, right? They would not have posed a threat to you and your crew. The ship that took you down was quite a large one and had a cannon on its foredeck, which proved quite powerful. And obviously its captain and some of its vanguard perhaps were more excellent fighters, whereas these were kind of the dregs left behind just to guard a captured booty. But your booty proved too strong, and yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not making a bootylicious joke as much as I'd like to.
Yeah. You can make it clap, but with his tentacles.
Is it his tentacles? You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what other modifications does he have?
Well, hey, we'll find out as we level up.
Crackling appendages.
Oh god.
All right, cool. Well, you have the run of the map to your north. You see what appears to be some sort of stone warehouse, and obviously to the south is the ocean itself, and to your north is the tree. To the sort of deep north, you see what appears to be a bit of a campfire. Perhaps you can see some shapes and shadows gathered round. But yeah.
I'll step out of the door. I've just preemptively done that. And what do my elf eyes see?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Perception.
I'm gonna perception too.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, okay, I got a natty 1, so we really balanced that out there.
Yeah, let me take a look through. Obviously, this is a giant fucking map, so I just need to check multiple levels.
I think Yama's just kind of leaning out and looking behind Storm and just kind of like, what do you see, bud? Like, he's like just kind of not seeing anything.
You can see, in the tree above you, what looks to be some sort of cargo elevator with like pulleys and stuff over to the west a little bit. That seems to lead up to the gangways of the treehouse. You've also got, obviously, in the room you're in is there are stairs to what would be the upper deck of the ship. Beyond the tree itself, it's a little bit hard to see. Obviously, the tree obscures a lot of your vision, but you can hear sort of the pirates kind of, or even the undead pirates kind of moaning and softly screeching at each other. You can hear the howl of more bark beasts to the north. Yeah.
Can I discern anything of this storehouse? And with my knowledge of ships, would it be worth actually going? Would I think it's worth to go up the stairs onto the upper deck, or would I just be like, eh?
Well, I mean, from that upper deck, you think you might be able to get a better vantage view of like the treehouse area for sure, like the
that's
the platforms and stuff.
That's a good idea for Son. Son will be like, I'll be back. Just going to pop on up and have a look around.
Cool. All right, you should be able to do that.
All right, I'm up here. And I will immediately pop back down and just say, yeah, come on, move back. Yeah. Doesn't look good up there. Doesn't look good.
What do you mean?
Doesn't look good. It looks like we're going to be killing a lot of things, which I'm down for. But I would like to investigate this storehouse that is over here. Looks kind of.
Karu, are you
cool.
at full strength with that scimitar?
Am I what now?
Are you at full strength with that scimitar, or do we need to find you some stuff?
I'm good. This will be fine.
All right, let's move
I feel like
forward.
if they've taken your weapons off you, the storehouse would be the ideal place to store things, if you know what I mean.
Good call.
To be fair, I mean, I usually just wield a scimitar anyway, so...
Well, alrighty then.
Son will go to walk towards the storehouse, but like he's just in his own mind, and if you guys go the other way, he'll be like, and turn around and follow.
Nah, I think Yama's pretty used to this and just kind of comes along. Your reasoning sounded good.
Just humming along, just like.
Yama's definitely being more having a look around and being more wary than Sawn is.
Sawn's going to go along this side of the storehouse, along the back.
Cool.
Follow the actual path, and then creep along the side and try to get a view from this corner.
Yeah, stealth check to see how well you can move.
Yep, and my hood will be up as always.
And I am trailing behind, maybe 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm right behind Yama.
Ooh.
Excellent. So, Yama doesn't seem to move very silently. Oh wait, that was perception. That was just.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, so you're fine. So Sawn, you kind of lead the way, keeping everyone quiet as you make your way around this storehouse. From your vantage point, you can see two sort of pirates in different levels of decay, sort of just standing around this fireplace. The fire itself is sort of glowing with a green light. It's sort of a greenish bonfire. You're not sure whether that's maybe the fuel itself causing that effect, or whether it has something to do with the mist that is about, that is refracting light in weird ways. To the west of them is a large hole in the ground with a rope extending from a crane far above. That is, sort of the rope descends down into that hole, and there appears to be sort of a pulley system above. There's obviously tents and tables and things like that. This looked like at one point in time was perhaps a bit of a marketplace. There's sort of the remains of commerce around, but things have been sort of knocked off tables. Small bowls and cups and things like that are left askew. From your vantage point, you can't see. You think the entrance to the storehouse is kind of just ahead of you, though you can't see into it from where you are. There's no windows or anything like that. There does appear to be.
That was my next question.
Yeah. And
Do either of these pirates have a metal hand? Well, first did Karu describe the pirate with the metal hand to me, and if so, do either of these have a metal hand?
As we were walking, I would have been like, oh yeah, and there's this one guy, he had a metal hand. He looked badass. I wonder if he got turned.
Keep an eye out for that guy.
Yeah.
Is that a cat tail?
Yes.
Yay.
Is that Katsu?
Yeah.
Cute.
I will send you a picture of the pirate Katie, so that you may, if you wish to, describe them further, but you don't have to.
Someone wants to shake this pirate's hand that has a metal hand and also steal it after he murders him if he is already dead. Double murders, re-murders.
So,
Paulie's not around, Son has to be the chaos.
yeah.
It's just how it works.
Is there any other way into this storage room as well? Like Yama is definitely casing the joint for some windows or something. Maybe he can climb up and onto the roof.
Unfortunately not. You potentially could climb up onto the roof. You think you could jump up high enough to reach it. It's only sort of 10, 15 feet high. Especially with a bit of a boost, you reckon you could get up there? But there's no windows, it looks like.
Alright, well, Yama's not very stealthy, so maybe while he's still at the back of the storage, he might just, psst, psst, Karu, can you get me up there?
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna roll that. Athletics. Hey, look at that. 25. I would like to say that I'm up on the roof now.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're able to sort of get a bit of a lift. Now, how does Karu help him up? Is it with the hands or was it with the appendages?
It's with all of it. So it's like hands in like that normal stance, but then like the appendages kind of like, and they're like underneath, and it's like double in force.
Yeah, I think Yama is completely not fazed by this at all. Possibly raises an eyebrow, but it's just kind of like, yeah, cool. I've seen it all. We're gonna get along.
So you're able to get up onto the roof, Yama. It is sort of a tiled. It's probably a thatch roof. Let's be real. Who's bringing tile all the way out here? And so whilst there's not a easy gap to fall in, you think like with your sword you could probably cut through the thatch roof, obviously, and make yourself an entrance if need be.
I think he's just gonna hang there and see what Sawn does. Maybe stand a little so he can have a peek at the fire, but he's definitely like not pushing the boundaries because he is not silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I think Kaoru, after lifting you up, will sneak up to stand behind Zorn to see what's going on.
Sure.
Zorn will look back and be like, "Where's Yama?"
He's on the roof.
Okay, cool. That's good. Yeah. I'll be like, do you recognize either of these guys out here?
Do I recognize either of them?
I'll squeeze past and let you in front.
One of these guys is there's barely anything left of him. He's more skeleton than man. Whereas the other one is you recognize maybe one of them, though it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of these humanoids kind of look the same, especially in death, where their features are kind of misshapen and stuff. But definitely one of them seems to be wearing an outfit you remember, at least a more modern day pirate kind of outfit.
Yeah, one of them looks familiar, but I can't. It's so hard to tell. Like once everything starts rotting, it's just rot.
Shall we hurry their rot up a bit more then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna jump out and out of the bushes, over to here.
Sure. So you jump out, you leap out of the bushes. I'll let
Or
you
a
get-
little bit more over. I'll let some space.
Sure. You leap out in front of two doors. There are two doors behind you. That you're sort of at the back with your, at your back. That you very clearly can see lead into the storeroom. And where I'm wondering if I can show Yama. I can. I'm going to move you, Kate. You're going to essentially appear in a very different part of the map.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to have to move you and then just re-put in.
Ooh, very nice.
So you're up above on this rooftop. I think you
Very
can
cool.
kind of see
Yeah.
where they are in relation to you and stuff.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the mechanism I was talking about with
Cool.
sort of the pulley system and the ropes that lead into the hole deeper within. You can also see.
Actually, sorry, how high up am I now?
You're probably off the ground level. You're probably a good 60 feet off the. Oh wait, no. On top of this roof, you're only like 20 feet up on top of this roof.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But the pit you can see further probably goes like a good 60 feet further down.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. So I will give you a surprise round if you are jumping out to do anything particular, or are you just jumping out to say boo?
I'm jumping out to just firebolt this dude right in front of me.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'll give everyone a round of attacks, if you would, or a round of actions, I guess, depending on what you want to do.
I'm going to firebolt this guy. What is that? Oh, yeah, well, 25 to hit for 7 damage right in the face.
Yep. I'll let you roll with
Facehold.
advantage if you want to fish for that crit, as you are catching
Okay.
them unawares.
Oh. 12 damage, though.
Yep. So
12 damage in the face.
Well, technically you got to take the higher roll, so you take the 7.
Damn it.
Fuck you. This one doesn't have much left to him to burn, but he does take the full 7 fire damage. But you don't think he's particularly weak to fire.
I just wanted to blast his jaw off.
Just keep resetting. All right. Yama and Karu, what would each of you like to do?
You can go first, Karu.
Sure. I can only see this guy, so I will basically dash out. Oh, come on. Like that. Oh God. I'm sorry. And I will attack him with the scimitar that I have. Where is it?
Oh.
Oh God. Okay. Ooh. I am not used to this scimitar yet.
Yeah, it's a bit
It's
of
a new weapon.
It's a bit of a weird one, right? Balanced poorly, not really taken care of.
Yeah, it wasn't really made for how I I don't quite hold them the normal way, so it doesn't quite work. But I do get another attack, so I'll try again.
Yeah.
Does 16 hit?
16 does it? Yep.
Ooh. Oh my God. I just need to check something. I have a fighting ability that gives me a +2. Where is it? if I don't have another if I'm only holding one weapon.
Yep.
So it's plus 2 damage to that, so it's 10 damage.
Okay, yeah. Cool. 8, 9, 10. Alright, so wreathed in flames, that's your cue to jump out. As the flames go away from the skeleton, you leap forward, miss the first strike as it was kind of flailing about on fire, and the balance was all off as you rushed out of this room, or from behind the tents. But you find the right spot and just decapitate the skeleton, its head clinking with its bony head, skull flying off its body and rolling down into the pit below, and the body collapses.
Ooh.
Yama?
I think I noticed you've just moved me and I'm in the storeroom now.
I've moved you there just so I could see you all on one screen, because
No,
obviously
that's cool.
you're on the other side, but you're still up on that roof.
I think I really want to take a look around me, so I don't know if I need to spend my whole round, but looking up and around, I'm definitely seeing that Karu's kind of got this in hand.
Yep.
Perception.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh, all right.
You find it difficult to see through the mist. The mist here is incredibly strong, and you can even see sort of the glow of light beyond the mist is just very difficult to see through. You can see movement and shadows and whatnot, but yeah, you don't see anything specific. I guess the only thing you do see even with that one is, so you see the shape of what looks like wraiths and ghosts, perhaps in the mist, but not much else.
Alright, cool. Are you happy for that to be my turn?
No, you can still do an action. I just think you're up there, you don't really see much.
Yeah, okay, cool. So maybe while he's running and jumping off the top of the storage unit, this is what he sees. So I'm just gonna very athletically try and jump as far as I can towards the fire and off the storage unit.
Absolutely. So I'll
Let's
let you
see
get
how cool.
how cool it looks.
Yeah.
A 13's not bad. I'm gonna say you can make it to, if you leap off, you can make it to the, coming down in front of this pirate thrall, if you like.
I'll use so I can be like here?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna attack him with my sword. Oh, that's not great. 11.
I'll give you advantage. I should have given that to Katie too, actually, but it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, not good.
No. In fact, you come down with the katana. You turn your ankle and take 1 point of damage as you.
Oh,
just
but
don't land well.
that was advantage. So to be fair, I did roll an 11 first.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna say you still just miss, and that's why you're only gonna take 1 point of damage. Just a little bit of embarrassment. Cool. It looked super cool, but I think you do get a second strike as you come back up.
If it was embarrassing, then maybe I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use one of my abilities, which is saving face. So once per short rest, if I miss with an attack or fail an ability check, I can gain a bonus equal to the number of allies I see within 30 feet.
Yep.
Oh, I guess that doesn't really help me because it's just I get a +2.
Was it a +2 to that attack?
Yes.
That'll hit.
Oh, dope. Alrighty. Right. Hey, look at that. 11 damage.
Much better. So you slice through this pirate, causing incredible damage to what is left of his corporeal form. He's still standing, but barely.
Second attack.
This one
17?
not with advantage, not that it's going to matter, because he sees you now. And 17 definitely hits, and that is enough. How would you like to finish him off?
So he's just Yama like trying to be all macho, man. He's just come running, blasted himself off this roof, come down kind of a little bit wobbly, seen the guys watching him, so he's kind of pulled himself up straighter, like, no, I'm fine. You know, the person who hurts their ankle, but is kind of like playing it off cool. And then he just really like kind of falls forward into this enemy and slices them down the chest.
Excellent. The sound of you landing and stuff, you have gained some attention from up to the northwest. What do each of you do? You still have sort of a moment to act if you would like to get into some kind of position, hide, or charge in. You see the bodies and the hound start to turn to look in your direction.
Kara will charge in.
Yeah, awesome.
He'll get as far as he can get before he's.
Well, we'll roll a proper initiative then.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. If Karu's doing it, Yama's definitely doing it.
See Sorn like pointing at this storehouse, being like, no.
I want to check this place out.
Like stuff.
Someone's just facing through like, let me in!
Behold, this is my stuff. I got these from Texas.
My stuff.
I call these two guns Des and Troy, because when you put them together, they destroy.
Troy Des.
Cool. All right. They move a little bit faster than you anyway, so whilst you look prepared to come in, the Deathlight Troll is going to step up.
Well, Yama rolled his ankle, so...
Yeah, he's a little bit slow off the ball there. He's going to come a little bit closer, see you, Yama, pull out a pistol, and fire at you.
How dare.
But I believe a 12 will not hit.
Someone heard another pistol. He's like, I'm taking that.
Such a hoarder.
The gifts for my friends.
Is going to come a bit closer, and what's this do in a million? Okay, this one is more ghostly than the others. The flesh has completely disappeared, and the art for this is so cute. Not sinister at all, unfortunately, but
hey, it looks cool. I want to hang out with that guy.
Cute, yeah.
He pulls out
glowy,
a spectral pistol, and aims it at you, Yama, and fires.
Bring it on.
23 to hit.
Yes. Wild.
That's going to be 7 necrotic damage. As the shot lands, pings into your armor and starts sort of decaying the skin where it landed. Now, has it been 10 minutes, do we think, since you cast?
I was just thinking that, and I think we did linger a while chatting and meeting our new friend.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. Let's take the little symbol off, because I just had it there to remind me. That's cool.
Honestly, Yama probably dropped it when he rolled his ankle.
Yeah. Well, I guess you did take a long time, looting the place as well.
Exactly, yes.
All right. The Bark Beast is going to run in. And sort of howl and make noise at you, sort of threateningly. But we have Sorn, and then it's Kaoru and Yama. Right at the bottom of the initiative.
Yeah, Sorn will, upon hearing the gunshot, he'll turn around from the... He'll like this can wait. And make his way across. I want to get to a position where I can get in here. Is this guy here? He's below, isn't he?
Correct.
Yeah, he looks deep.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool, this map, like the multi-story.
It's
nonsense.
really
It's
good.
really
like
fucking
it.
hard to keep track of.
I'm gonna rinse and repeat the old method. And I'm gonna thunderstep again and make it fire.
So let me just double check here. So you ran there, or you're teleporting to
I walked. No, I walked over there. I have 40 feet of movement.
Okay.
But
you have
you
to
would
leap.
pass through the bad
Yeah,
guy,
you either
right?
pass through the dog or you have to leap over the hole.
Well, then I'll just go to here.
Okay, that's good.
And then I'll teleport over to here.
Yeah, cool.
And make it fire.
All right. Thunderstep DC 15. Let's do the ghost. What are they? Con saves.
Some wild damage.
I got a 30 once. That was cool. It's 3d10.
Is the damage for half? Is the save for half? I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
That's OP.
Thunderstep is great when you use it offensively.
Alright, so one of them saves, the Thrall saves, but everything else fails. And you use sorcery points to make it into fire, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's going to take... It looks like the ghost, actually, despite him taking the full blast, fire doesn't seem to be as effective on this creature. And he doesn't seem as phased by your fiery nonsense. The Bark Beast, however, though, is completely obliterated instantly. And the Thrall who did save... what's his deal? Yeah, roasts off a bunch of his flesh. He neither loves nor hates it. And he's going to take half because he saved. But he is bloodied.
And because I hit these guys, I can back away from them without taking an attack opportunity? Because I attacked? Or no?
No, that's just a poorly special that...
Damn it!
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not
I
poorly
want to take
anymore.
one step. I want to take one step over. Just closer to Yama. And...
You were never poorly. But yeah, you can you can definitely sidestep, but you can't...
And I'm just going to yell to Yama. Fire doesn't hurt the green one as much.
Noted.
I may have done myself a mischief here. Help.
Help, save me.
And then I'm just gonna. I guess I'm gonna stand here and wait.
I'm just imagining Neo in the Matrix, right? Like, Yama, help,
please.
Cool. All right, it is Karu's turn though. So despite calling for help from Yama, it may be Karu. If you move there, you will trigger an attack of opportunity.
Oh no, that was an accident.
Okay.
I accidentally hit my arrow key.
Oh jeez. Karu.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Kara will use his full movement to get. Oh boy. Come on.
Oh boy.
To get there. Do you do flanking in your game, Dan?
No, unless you have a specific ability that lets you do like pack tactics or something.
Fine. And
I also vote for flanking in this game, please, Dan.
Well, I'll consider it. We can definitely look to implement it.
Uh.
You do know that's just going to make fucking Timmy even better at what the fuck he does. Just is nonsense.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine by me.
He's on our team, Dan. He's not on your team.
And I'm going to Jesus. Tatsu. Sorry, cat. So I don't think I heard Sorn say that the fire wasn't as effective.
I kind of yelled it.
Yeah. I'm still like 20
up to you if
feet
you
away.
heard it. I mean, that's a character.
Yeah, it's your call.
Yeah, I feel like Karu has been like, oh yeah, fire, that's a great idea. And he's gonna with the scimitar that he has, he's gonna activate a Crimson Rite. So that his weapon will now deal additional fire damage when he uses it. So the first thing I have to do is take my necrotic damage for doing that. I don't know if that actually... Oh, there we go. That's fine. So you see the scimitar that Karu has just sort of like start to like lick with flame. And then he will stab the one that's in between the two of us, I would say.
Yeah. Someone will look back at Yama and be like, what the fuck was that? I want to do
a
that.
magic sword? If it was a magic sword, you have to tell us and give it to the ship. That's the rules. You don't
Yeah,
get
I
paid
think
in
Yama
magic
just
swords.
shrugs.
The 17 hit.
17 certainly hits.
Yeah, and again, because I have a weapon fighting style, it's dueling. I get a +2 to my damage, but it's not accounted for. So
7 plus the Crimson Right of 3. You definitely
Oh,
are able to...
that's actually
Oh, that was to
that's the
yourself,
damage I took. Hang on, let
Yep.
me. Too many things to click. I did this to myself. Oh, there's 3 anyway. Never mind.
Brilliant. That is enough. How would you like to do this?
I think it's just like one of those like really weirdly like clean cuts, just like diagonally through this guy, like in a way where it's like that like butter, just like cuts through a bit too nicely, eerily off-putting.
Ooh.
And then with my second attack, I will go at the ghost guy because I don't think I would have noticed that fire wasn't as effective, and he's still here.
Yeah.
So why not? Just again with the scimitar.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be 16.
13 will hit.
Hey, look at that.
He's a ghost. He's not particularly armored.
He gets.
Oh, he's a liberal deathlight ghost too, so he's voted out.
Yes, get
rid of him.
So he took 8 standard slashing damage, and then a whole 1 fire damage.
Now, this may be an interesting distinction that I'm not sure is covered. Does your weapon become magical when it is enchanted in such a way?
I will read the actual thing.
Is it like magic weapon or shillelagh or whatever it is?
The effects made with this weapon are magical. What it says.
Ooh.
So the flame of the scimitar is?
Yes.
But would we consider the slashing part of the damage magical to you?
I would argue no.
Okay, cool. Alright, this blade seems to sort of pass through this guy, leaving not much in its... or leaving plenty in its wake. He just kind of reforms around it. He's not too annoyed by this, but he does take some damage, which is the slashing. And did you roll more blood maledict as well, or is that you just roll it once?
Pretty sure I have to do that once when I activate it.
Okay,
yeah,
so
when activated.
So it's the 3 damage you do on every hit from now on. Is that right? The fire.
No, I roll the fire every time I hit.
Okay,
or do you not want me to? I don't mind if you want me to just
you absolutely
roll it
can.
once.
It just said grappling appendages, the last thing you rolled, so I was confused. Maybe that was the fire.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just looking for any 1d6 on my character sheet to click.
Yeah,
bad.
With that pithy flame, this ghost seems to sort of shrug it off, and it laughs hollowly, just sort of like a...
Yeah. I don't think you realise just how much my computer is... My computer is struggling so much that I was just like, any d6, click. Yeah, sorry, that was fire damage.
Alright. The ghost reaches out to you, Sorn.
Hang on, don't I get my turn?
Oh, you so do. I'm so sorry.
Give it to me. Okay, Yama is running up and trampling that dead body. No respect.
Get stepped on.
Yeah. And he's gonna cast Compelled Duel. So he has to do a wisdom saving throw, please. DC 12.
He succeeds.
Alright, yeah.
Excellently so. He laughs at you. His ghostly visage, his bone head just like opens up, the jaw floating in the air, laughing at you comically. As he sort of pulls out his spectral cutlass.
Alright, so I'm gonna swing to attack regardless. So that's it. 24. Roll that damage.
That'll hit.
11 damage.
11. And your katana is magical.
Hells yes.
So it is a lot more effective. He is now bloodied.
26 to attack again, and 14 damage. Wild.
He's still somewhat standing, though barely. He's trying to hold on to his incorporeal form, but your magic blade just leaving rends through him in the air.
I might action surge and try and finish him off.
Is action surge a bonus action?
Oh, you're right. I've already. It is a. It says special. This can be used 1 time per short rest. You can take 1 additional action on your turn. It says action type special.
Okay, then yeah, it's probably fine.
Sweet. So does a 12 hit though?
Yes, it will.
Oh, dope. Finish him off. That is a 14.
Absolutely. How do you want to murder this ghost?
He's just slicing through his magical weapon, really making this it feel like he's actually there and not quite ghostly, so he's hacking and slashing.
Yeah, so he's sort of cut up into many pieces, almost like he's got form. Every time you swing the blade, is it's cutting him open as if he is really there. And then eventually he's in enough pieces that he just can't hold form anymore and just splits into many parts of mist, which kind of evaporate, and the light from within him, you hear sort of the sound of sort of a soul escaping, like and it floats up into the treehouse.
Do I see it float up into the treehouse?
Sure.
I'm gonna point at it. It's like, told you there was something up with that fucking treehouse. You would.
Yama's just going to reverently kind of nod to the soul and clean and sheath his sword.
Son will flip it off. Fuck you, guy.
Beyond you here, up to the north, is a sort of a serene yet eerie forest. Hard to see, as the mist sort of coalesces around down here. But there is also what appears to be a path and a drawbridge that leads up into the tree itself. Although from this side you can see that the drawbridge is currently up. So whilst there's a bit of a ramp leading up here at the moment, it is currently cut off from the upper level of the tree.
Before we move on, Sorn's going to check the corpses for more guns.
Sure. You find another of the flintlock pistols on one of these ghosties. Also on one of the thralls. Obviously the one that was the ghost left nothing behind.
Yeah, what about the one behind? Okay, yeah. Okay. We'll add another one of those. Just gotta add another pistol. I'm gonna add the other one to my bandolier as well. And can I load a shot into... Is there a shot in that one? No, there isn't. I'm gonna add another shot.
Yeah.
Do I just add a pistol and then... Because there's no actual flintlock.
Yeah. So is this something that Yama could climb, or we definitely need to find another way up?
You could attempt to climb the rope that's on the pulley system, going into the cargo lift. Or, I think climbing the tree would be incredibly difficult, but you think from your vantage point on top of the storeroom, you could get up onto the, from when you had a look around up there, you could probably get up onto the catwalks and the walkways from up there as well. The world really is your mollusk.
Well, shall we check out the storage room while we're down here? I think that
Absolutely.
I think that may also be our easiest access to the treetops. Anyway,
Someone's gonna go and just kick that door open.
I think it's. Oh wait, yeah.
Even if it's unlocked, he's just gonna kick it.
So yeah, in here it's sort of quiet, dry, dark. So those of you, I think you all have dark vision of some kind, I assume.
Yes.
You can kind of see in here in black and white. There's a little bit of light from the bonfire, obviously beyond, or the campfire. In here is a bunch of cargo crates, boxes, barrels, etc. There's the mine shaft is sort of 10 by 10. It's about 50 feet deep, and there's a frame made of wooden beams. The elevator system, which is sort of a large wheel mechanic with handles, there is a pulley and stuff, but there's no rope currently attached. And then obviously to the north there's the double doors, and you can see down into the depths leads down into sort of the cove beyond.
So, can I investigate the room and see if there's any loot?
Yeah, you pop open some of the crates and barrels. They're of a number of different, there's stamps on some of these. Some of them that say Emerald, like ETC. Some of them that bear the markings of Waterdeep. And you even notice, actually, Karu, you definitely recognize the ETC logo as the logo of the Emerald Trading Company.
Oh, we go through those stuff.
A lot of it, yeah, as you look in it, it's mostly sort of cloth, cowrie shells, corals, volcanic, some volcanic rock and things like that. Mostly just typical kind of trade goods. Also lumber and things. Nothing too crazy that stands out, but there's certainly commodities in here, and they're all stamped with ETC and what looks like a picture of the Emperor's seal.
I'm going to make a mental note of that. Actually, someone will pull out his little notebook where he's keeping track of all of our finances, and just flip to the very last page, and it's just notes, information that he should keep track of. And storehouse, weird island, full of shit. Don't forget. And then put his notebook back in his pocket. And because if it's all commodities and stuff, I'm gonna get that shit on the ship, and I'm gonna make some more money.
Cool.
He's a thrifty young chap. Old chap.
Old
young man. Bit of it all.
All right, where to, Gumshoes?
I'm gonna say, well, I picked last. You guys,
Don't we want to go up the tree?
Yeah, I guess the plan is still to go up. I could possibly climb this rope and lower something down if you guys would like to try that route.
You can't see any other clear path up, or is it just you only get to the tree if you're a ghost vibes?
No, we could climb on top of the storage, right?
Yeah, you climb on top of the storage. There's the top deck of the ship that you were held in. There's a number of different ways up. There's so many ways up.
All right, let's pick the closest one and try it.
All right, well, if one of you could give me a boost again, I would easily be able to lift you up.
Yep, I'll help.
Yeah, Son just points at. It's like, not me. Kara.
Yep. Yama accepts the help of old tentacles and jumps up. Let's see how
the
cool
muscle
I
now.
do it. Oh, not very cool. 14.
Still pretty good. Yeah, especially with the help of Karu, you're able to kind of easily again get hoisted back up onto the roof of this storeroom, and you sort of lean down and.
I just chuck a hand down and try and pull someone up. Whoever's next.
You get the of two tentacles grabbing onto your arm.
And it looks like you just come flying up.
Yep. They're like slightly bungee cord like, so it's like
cool,
boing. Yeah.
Sorn's just down here like, do me.
do me. Not so easy for Sorn. It's a bit more of a struggle.
It takes a little while.
Sorn does weigh a hell of a lot less.
I don't know, you're pretty encumbered with all the shit that you pick up, so I'm going to blame it on that.
I've only got 2 guns. I weigh nothing.
Alright, let me just delete you all.
I don't even have an actual weapon.
You're right. Everything is...
it's all light. I've got 2 guns. That's it. And then books. I suppose the books weigh a bit. Yeah, Sorn's got his guns. And I loaded shot into that other gun as well.
So then do we just kind of jump up from here?
Yeah, so you think from there you can kind of leap up onto it. It's sort of another, maybe 8 feet up or something, right? To get up, you just sort of heave yourselves up onto this other section of the roof here. And once again, you sort of see. In fact, everyone give me perception checkos.
Perceptionist. Oh, it was gonna be a 20.
I promise it was about to be a 20.
I'm not relying on hearing or smell, am I?
Well, you tell me if you want to make a schnoz roll or.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a lot of fog.
I'd like to make a schnoz roll, please. Which means I roll with advantage.
Yep.
Do you have like a big nose on your face or something, or is it just like?
It's just like a normal nose, but like when my nostrils flare, they just flare extra wide.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He can smell blood in water from a kilometer
Yes. By opening my mouth, it's like.
away.
That's sick.
You are now Shark Boy.
King Shark is a shark.
Fish are friends, not food.
Cool. So from what you can kind of make out, the tree obviously continues up, and there's these platforms built around them. The cargo crane, as I described it before, is sort of above you. The shipwreck tavern that you were kind of held in is to your south, and it has its mast still intact and has the rigging still going up. What half the rigging is still attached to sort of the deck of the ship. The other half of the rigging has actually been moved to sort of the other side of this room, this sort of small room you're on the platform. You also see spirits in the mist sort of walking back and forth. They haven't noticed you yet. One of them in particular, obviously here, some sort of glowing skull off to the south, and you hear sort of the clink rattle of bones as there perhaps are more skeletons around this ship as well. Karu, you specifically can smell. You can smell kind of fresh-ish water, sort of rainwater. And across from you can see sort of a rainwater station. There's a mixture of smells, sort of like fresh water from the rain, but also like there's a moldy bathtub that looks terrible. You can also smell sort of death and decay from within the tree itself. Sort of rotting wood and lots of blood. There's definitely blood on the wind kind of thing. What else? Above you, over to the sort of southwest-ish, or direct west, northwest-ish, above this is sort of another layer of platforms built into the tree. And you can smell the smells of sort of perfume, leather, and cedar wood. And there's sort of a bluish glow, giving the impression of light reflecting off liquid, shining out from a sort of a building up in the canopy of the trees. And there appears to be sort of a crow's nest, that's been repurposed into sort of part of that as well. And there's a couple of other buildings above you that you guys catch. And a couple of buildings on your current level as well. There seems to be a bit of a lounge over to your north area. But you can smell the pungent smell of sweet, overly ripe and rotting fruit coming from it. Though there is a ladder that seems to go up from there into one of the platforms above. And that's probably it. There's a couple of other small rooms you can kind of make out within the mist, but you can also hear the footsteps of patrolling pirate thralls.
Yeah, I think Kaoru points to the tree and he's like, that smells like death. Points to the slightly bluey, glowy place. He goes, that smells really nice. Like perfume. And everything else just smells like trouble.
Well, I guess we get amongst it then. Let's go for the death.
For death? Yeah. I feel like that might be where everybody goes when they're alive and comes out dead, because it smells like blood.
We do need to
Let's set it on
bottom of
fire. I think we need to get to the top of this. Aren't we going up?
Well, yes, I guess. If you're being quite literal.
What's literal? Someone's just like, I just want to kill things now.
I must warn you, friends, I'm not quite capable of moving silently. I don't know if you want to move ahead of me or if we're just rushing into this.
We should try and be stealthy as long as we can, but I won't hold it against you if you give us away. Because I might give us away.
As you say that, you look at Sorn, and his Stormlord's blade just like appears in his hand. He's like, puts it away, like it just disappears again. He's like, never mind.
So maybe what I'll do is like stay 20 feet behind you guys, and Sorn, you can just like message me in my brain hole if I need to come up.
Get deep inside my brain hole.
Get inside my brain hole, yes.
Oh, pop a stealth check.
Where are we heading? Are we heading across?
Towards the death.
What's this purple dude?
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna sneak past him.
That is a sort of a ghost figure, sort of floating through the darkness. Patrolling around, kind of thing. I just don't have them on an active patrol, but they're sort of wandering around, floating through the mists.
I imagine we wait until he moves on before we try and go across. But hey, I feel like maybe Karu's tentacles maybe get caught on some wood and make a sound or some shit, because that's not a very good stealth roll.
10 is not great. Let's see how. Check.
Do you need me to roll as well, or am I like kind of staying far enough behind them that?
Well, I think it doesn't matter, as your tentacles, Karu, are maybe not really used to being so cramped up, and like up in trees. I think is sort of a bit alien, perhaps, to you as well. So you're swaying a little bit too much, trying to find your feet in this very high up, greenery, organic kind of location. That's nowhere. Naturally, people are meant to be on or below sea level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being up here is just
definitely
unnatural.
below.
Yeah.
Maybe you're afraid of heights.
And you knock into this door, swinging it open, and you see that the poltergeist kind of turn and let out a screech. And we're just gonna have to roll initiative,
I think
With my stealth check, did he catch me?
Yeah.
Just trying to. Damn.
Oh, I just wanted to see how badly I do, and yes, I got a 0 on my stealth roll.
Oh my
I
god.
was hoping if he didn't catch me, I could throw my Stormlord's blade at him to like try and shut him. He definitely caught me.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
I like to think that as that happens, Kara returns back to Yama and goes, "See, like, it can happen to any of us."
And then Yama literally, like, he goes to go, yeah, cool, and like slaps himself on the chest or something, and just completely, like, his whole heavy armor just clatters and makes the biggest banging sound.
It's like a gong, just.
There's a lantern glowing, lit, hanging on precariously on the ledge, and as you turn, you just knock it off, and you hear this tung, and then it hits the roof of the storm, tung, 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 and then it falls down the hole, tung, 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 and then
you're really trying to turn me into Gandalf right now.
Yeah, there's the sound of the almost like the bowl still spinning like wom 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 wom,
and we just freeze like.
Cool. All right. I'll get some initiative rolls out of Sorn and Yama, please. I try and offer you non-combat existence and life, but you choose combat. You choose death. So.
Nat 20.
We tried to be stealthy. It was never gonna work.
It might have worked for me. Potentially.
All right.
I'm a stealthy boy with a hood on.
You're too chaos to be stealthy.
I am great at being stealthy. I just sneak up to things and then I'm no longer stealthy once I'm in their face.
Sorn, you're up first.
Okay. I'm going to jump forward onto the bridge, which I'm assuming is like a rope bridge, so that makes a bunch more noise.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw my Stormlord's blade.
Alright.
It comes out like a knife. A little kunai sort of thing. And throw it at this guy. That is a 17 to hit for 6 radiant damage.
I believe that'll hit. Yep.
It's very low damage, but okay.
Oh, baby.
Do I have a way to increase that?
What's up?
Don't think I do, but I might.
Oh, actually, can you roll with disadvantage, please? Because I just realized that this thing is partly invisible, and it's hard to track.
Okay.
So you know where it is, but you can't see it, if that makes sense. You can only see where it's making waves throughout the mist. I mean, the 17 still hits anyway, so yeah, you do hit for 6 radiant damage.
And.
Oh, I get you.
That's action. Never mind. That's it.
I'm just going to mark it with to say that it's invisible. So I remember. In fact, it flies up to you, Sorn. Oh wait, what is it?
Invisibly.
So you can see it moving through the mist, parting the mist as it goes, so you can still track its location. It's just
cool.
harder to know where it is. So
The audacity.
any attacks have disadvantage. Okay. It floats over to you, Sorn, and floats sort of off the edge over here. Looks at you and then lets out sort of a screech, and I need you to make a
Is this a spell?
strength. No, it's more an ability. It's not a normal spell. It's like letting out a force of energy from itself.
Nether regions.
The poltergeist was okay. Yeah, you need to
From its
make
butt.
Yeah, from its butt. It just farted on you.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially a fart cloud because you can't see it in an actual form. But yeah, I need to make a strength check, strength athletics check, and it will make a charisma check.
Oh, it's a 9. I'm screwed.
Okay. Alright, you take. If the poltergeist hurls the target up to 30 feet in any direction, you are thrown
Ooh.
off the bridge
Oh, shit.
into the air. And start falling, and you'll continue.
How high up are we?
I think you're about 20 feet up off the ground.
That'll be fun.
So you'll begin falling on your turn, effectively. Cool. These pirates come running.
No, go outside. Yeah.
As I'm falling, I just yell, "I'll be back!"
In combat? How rude. This guy is also going to come running to here. Karu.
See Sorn just get flung off the side, and I'm like,
yeeted off the bridge.
I was like,
Whee!
hopefully that doesn't happen to me. I go right to where he was standing, and I swipe at the harmonious poltergeist
Yep.
with my scimitar, which still has the Crimson Rite activated because it doesn't deactivate until I take a short or long rest. So
This will still be at a disadvantage though, as it is invisible.
yeah, I know that you're going to say no, but I have this thing
We
where
love a
it's
thing.
we love a thing, and I already know it's not right, but I just want to say it, called Hunter's Bane, where I have an advantage on wisdom survival checks to track Fae, fiends, or undead.
Yes.
Like, I just like not have disadvantage. Like track him as he's shifting.
Going through the fog.
You have advantage on tracking. Yeah, I'd say that cancels out. I think that's fine. You can so yeah. Whilst everyone else can kind of see it in the fog, you know where its position is really. I'll let that play. For sure.
I'm like, I was happy for you to go. No, Katie.
Yeah. That's some bullshit. But no.
I was like, it said track, and I was like, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like that. Absolutely.
All right, I'll probably miss with this attack now that I've gone through that.
No way. Killed it.
That's a 19. Like on the die.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So let me just check something. I'm not used to this character. But I do have the tattoo on my arm, which I forgot to mention, that has a charge that if I roll a 19, it becomes a critical hit.
Yes.
So I would like to do that.
Do you want to describe what your arm looks like when that happens? Because I know we discussed it kind of, but I don't know what you settled on.
Yeah, so I think like you probably didn't notice it because there's a lot of other things going on with Kaoru that are pretty distracting. Like just his eyes are unnerving enough. But on his left arm, he has this like weird like watery pattern that's really hard to see. But as he takes this swipe, and it's quite a powerful swipe, suddenly that watery pattern essentially like bulbuses out from his arm, almost like when you get a blister, and it's just this like. And it's just this like intricate pattern, like swirly pattern on his arm, just kind of like juts out all of a sudden and gives him just like additional power to, like, just strengthens his arm essentially. Yeah. So, God, this is annoying. I should have pressed roll damage in the thing. So sorry. Can you just ignore that and I'll actually... No, don't worry, don't ignore it. Fuck my life. I'll roll another d6.
Okay.
If my... So that was only one d6, so because it's a crit, I'll get another one.
Yep. So 9 plus d6.
Plus
all that...
the 2 I get for my dueling fighting ability on top of this as well.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yep.
So that's...
So you maybe go get a water break, guys and girls, because...
It's like a barbarian. Fuck. So that's 13, 15, and then the Crimson Rite as well, which I'll just roll for.
So can you give me all up how much slashing damage, and then... Yeah,
Our slashing damage is 15.
Yep.
And then fire damage.
Ooh.
My God. 6 fire damage.
Hell is it?
You think
Actually,
it's not as... it sort of resists a lot of the mundane slashing damage of your scimitar, but the fire's okay. Fire seems to get through.
I do another roll on the fire damage because it's like criticals.
Oh,
the
you
dice
do?
is
You
double.
absolutely do. Yeah.
So I'll do another. Jeez.
That's why I try and... On Renaris, that's why I try and smite on every crit, just to get out more damage. Oh!
6 and 6!
Oh, yeah!
Killing it.
So the way I see it, if you rush forward, the flame blade erupts. You stick it into where the ghost is, not where the ghost, or where the ghost is going to be, not where the ghost is, and it bursts into flame, as you are not rocketed back by an explosion of force like Sorn was, but you can look over the thing and see Sorn hanging in midair, falling down. You have defeated the poltergeist.
Yeah.
I think I'll use the rest of my movement to head towards that skeleton.
Okay.
I don't know how far I move.
Oh, I moved real quick.
5, 6, 8. It's like moving to like there.
Yep. What's really going to bake your noodle is that my movement is not 5 feet in every direction.
I can't right click though, buddy. So just like I'm on a Mac.
But
I can
control.
I can move. No, I can move 40 feet. So
Yeah, good. All right. Yama.
All right. Well, that was cool. I think Yama's just kind of gonna. Can I So how do I move using a ruler thing then?
Yeah. So if you have just like your regular
Well, like
thing.
this.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, Yama's
And
just
you can also
gonna.
click again to make waypoints.
I'm just gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Well, I don't think I'm using the right thing.
Sorry, that was mine. If you hold control and then left click, you can drag out from your token.
Yeah.
And click again.
Oh, so I can double move 60 feet.
And if you
Cool.
press spacebar, it should take you there following that path.
Oh my god.
That's right, you know that's there. You can just drag yourself there.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sweet.
Or it might collide with walls, but yeah, all
Yeah.
goods.
All right. And just slaps Karu on the back on the way in a camaraderie style. That's
You
one.
Get him!
you get a very toothy grin from Kara, and it's at that point you realize that he has serrated, pointy teeth.
That's so sick, like a shark.
Yeah, he's Shark Boy.
Totally.
Does that make someone Lava Girl?
Yes. Immediately, yes.
Canon.
Yes, good.
Yeah, totally canon.
Alright, the flame spell. Oh,
sorry, I think I'm just gonna cast a quick bonus spell. I'm gonna use my second wind so I can regain some hit points. 13 hit points to me. Sweet, I'm good.
Alright. So the flame skull across the way from you, you perhaps maybe didn't notice it in all its sort of floating skullific glory. Such a cutie. It's
That's cool.
Teeny tiny.
his eyes glowing brightly, his mouth opening, shutting, chittering. You know that you can hear the bones clacking, and a bright streak flashes from within within the skull, flying across to your location where the two of you are. And I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As
Dexterity.
fire erupts in a giant ball on your location.
Shit. I rolled a 3.
What I roll? Oh, I did alright.
Yeah, you did good.
I'm fine.
You're a Dexy character.
Yeah. So Yama, you're going to take 26 fire damage.
I'm so glad I healed myself.
Karu, you're going to take half.
Oof.
Woof. Oh my god, Yama's not looking great.
Well, Kaoru could be better.
Mm.
The lecherous skeleton is going to run around the corner here, pull out a bow, just a little short bow, and take a shot at you, Yama.
Mm-hmm.
But it just pings away through the fire. There's little bits of fire still on the wooden trestles and things like that. And ooh, we got this guy. Okay. Alrighty. If Sorn is back, it's Sorn's turn. If not, we're going to continue as he falls to his death. Well, not death, just a bunch of damage, probably.
Whole bunch of damage.
But I bet he has a plan, since he's got teleporting out his wazoo, so...
He seemed pretty fine with it.
He seemed good with it, yeah. It's this guy's going to move forward here. And this guy's going to move up here. Cover.
My turn? Okay. I'm going to see if I can do... no, I can't. I really can't use the
That's right.
measure tool.
I can measure it for you. Where do you want to go?
I guess I'm just going to go right up to this guy. That I'll make that. I've got plenty of movement. So, whoopah.
I'll take you just because you're probably
Thank you.
Walls. Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I'm colliding with walls and speed. And I stab with the scimitar stab. Hopefully. I like to think that maybe he took like a little bit of a jump over this tiny little gap as he was like running past Yama.
To avoid the fireball.
Of it.
Yeah. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, emotional deathlight roll.
Yeah. I love gracious as well. Gracious deathlight. That's
5 damage onto
plus an additional 2 for the fighting style, and then the crimson right, which I will roll now. Look, when I built a guy that basically just stabs all the time, I was like, I must give him all these other things that he does when he stabs.
Extra bonus damage.
That's excellent. That has bloodied this creature.
Cool. I will stab at it again. Because they have another attack. No, my mouse is dying. Everything's against me tonight. It's ridiculous.
That's another 13. We know that hits.
Alright. Damage. That. Whatever that is, plus 2. So 8 slashing damage, I think. And then... fire damage.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like... It's actually like... It probably just looks like fire poi. You guys know that fire poi... people that just like have like balls of fire on string and they're just like doing this kind of like artistry. It's just kind of that, but with a scimitar. So he does like a figure 8 with the scimitar, and you see it get traced in the air with the fire, and then the guy goes down.
I'm imagining as he's like spinning, the tentacles whip out and back in, like as a, like almost Olympic, the Olympic ribbon.
Yeah. No, it is that. It's very much an Olympic ribbon display.
Yeah, good. Cool. All right. So he's dead. Anything else? I think you probably have a little bit more movement if you want it, but you don't need to.
I mean, if I'm a moment, I'd probably go up to this guy in an attempt to maybe block him from like going to Yama, like kind of give him another target, i.e. me.
Yeah. So he can't get past you, kind of thing. Yeah, without taking hits.
Yeah.
For sure. And it is Yama's turn.
Yama is running right in the thick of it. Doing it. But he's gonna cast Shield of Faith on Karu on the way through. So you've got a +2 to your AC.
Oh, lovely.
And then I'm gonna bop the guy in front of me. Die thing. 13.
13 will hit.
Dope.
We skipped you, Dylan, but we'll come back to you.
Yep. No, I heard. Sorry about that. I grabbed a can of Coke and it exploded.
Oh,
that's because that's what happens if you open a can of Coke after being yeeted off a bridge.
Yeah, while you're falling.
Apparently. I didn't even open it. It just fucking blew up.
All right, 5
that
damage. That
was 5 damage, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sorry. Good. Oh gosh, 11.
11 will not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, I already rolled the damage, but there you go.
Oh, good.
It's good.
All right, so what you missed, or you were listening, so you heard everything whilst things were exploding, and perhaps also canonically a fireball exploding destroyed your can of Coke. But Sorn, you are falling through the air. You have a moment to react, obviously on your turn, but you are falling to 20 feet. So by the end of your turn, you will have hit the ground, unless you do something.
20 feet. I'm not a monk anymore. I'm not playing Reynod.
So you're 20 feet off the ground, which is sort of at the level for this structure. You've been yeeted up and out, right? But you will. Your current trajectory is with the ground.
I'm just gonna thunderstep out of the air, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just
You might not be able to move because there's walls. I don't know. How far can you
bop
go?
myself here.
Yeah, cool.
I can go 90 feet, but I'm just gonna bop myself back into the thick of it all.
Sure.
And yeah, just pop up behind this guy. I can't really do anything after that. But yep. And I'll say, yeah, that was wild.
So you go from flying to landing. There's a bit of a moment where you maybe like still leaning back from being yeeted, and you land leaning back, and you have to kind of right yourself a little bit. But it's all good. And Yama's run up, done his 2 attacks. The impassioned flame skull will keep clacking to itself. It will sort of float out here into the void.
So teeny.
So yeah, it's a teeny little skull. And it is going to fire a fire ray.
Shit.
At what do we got here? Karu? And one at Yama. The first one at Karu. And that is a 16 to hit.
Does not hit because of this shield.
Yes!
So you think sort of the direct beam is about to hit you, but it just glances off this sort of this protection you've been given. The second one on Yama, I believe, will hit though with a 24.
Oh god! Right.
Just need to wash my arms real quick.
You're gonna take 9 fire damage, and I'm gonna need a con saving throw to maintain the spell on Karu.
He's got a lot of con. 17.
Yeah, that's fine.
Got him.
All right. Whilst Dylan's not here,
I'm back.
You see a sort of at the last second, a creature in your peripheral, a ghostly figure that looks a little something like this.
Monkey.
And
Okay.
it is throwing its spectral poop at you.
Oh, of course.
Dylan, Sorn, and I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
You're nice and clean at the moment too, thanks to all those sponge
you were so
attacks.
clean.
Still clean. 19.
Yeah, you're fine.
I love it. Still clean.
You smell it as it goes past too. It is something foul.
I'm just like,
where is he?
It's got a corporal smell.
Cool. The lecherous skeleton, still in combat with you, drops its bow, grabs its sword, and tries to fight you sword on sword, Yama.
Yoki.
But a 6 is not going to cut it. Literally or figuratively.
Get that shit out of here.
Yeah. You feel behind you, Karu, a creature, sort of an icy cold chill up your spine. Does a... Does a 23 hit your arms?
Yeah.
You're going to take 9 necrotic damage, and your strength is lowered by 1.
Can I ask where this... Oh, damn. I wanted them to be within 5 feet of me.
Oh shit, sorry, I think I actually just rolled something.
That's right.
Sorry if I accidentally rolled. Yeah, I did. My bad. I was trying to do something. Override score.
Cool. That is Shadow, and we're back up to the top of the round. It's Thorn.
Okay. Well, that stupid monkey. Is he like a fully invisible ghost monkey, like that guy that threw me off the bridge?
No, invisible. He was just very sneaky. And he's sort of like standing up there yelling at you. Yeah, he's thrown his poo, and now he's just like taunting you from sort of up on a rail, slightly above you.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to firebolt him.
Yep.
That is a 13 to hit. Or
Absolutely.
12 damage.
Yeah, that is more than enough. There's just a... As like you, the firebolt hits the monkey and pins him.
I want to throw it how he threw his shit at me.
Oh,
I'm just going to do the exact same thing and throw it back.
And it just claps him from the head, so his head takes the full force and his body has to catch up, and you hear this sort of as he hits the tree, and then like loses his ability to hold his form as he dissipates as he falls.
I'll look back at the group and just shake my head. Stupid monkey. No, I wouldn't know what a monkey is. I'm going to say, what the fuck was that thing?
One of the thralls pulls out its cutlass and takes a cut at you, Yama. It's a 19 to hit.
Oh, that's exactly my AC. No.
That is a 7 slashing damage. As we get to Karu's turn.
Ah.
So should I turn on flanking rules now, or?
Fuck you.
So good.
Look, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
FYI, Karu not looking
Hard
so
pass.
hot. Yeah, hard pass on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll keep to your original rules. It's fine. Karu's really not looking that great, but he whirls around at this thing that just like hurt him, and he will swing at it with his flaming scimitar.
$13 is enough to hit.
It is?
Yep, it's just a shadow.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you seem like a badass shadow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. So that's 10 slashing damage with that additional 2, and also I will roll his crimson right. Left fire. Damage.
Yeah, the 6 fire damage seems to do a lot better than the sort of mundane slashing damage, but the creature is bloodied.
Yeah, his character's pretty happy with his decision to choose fire. He's looking over at Saw and he's like, yeah, that guy had the right idea. I'm glad I followed him. And he will see that it's effective and he will swipe again. Attack.
Oh, that's dope.
I believe it's just the first 19 you get each day, not every.
Yeah, I can't do it all the time. That would just be too powerful.
No such thing.
I think it's actually a fighting style for a certain type of fighter, but yeah.
It is, yeah. There is, yeah, but I didn't pick that fighting style. So that's 8 slashing damage. And I go to the thing, and Crimson Rat, 1d.
Can you only roll 6s on the Crimson Right?
Apparently.
Seems like it.
Like the last 4.
That was
Yeah.
just enough. How do you want to do this?
Hey.
Oh, wow, okay. He was not expecting that to go down like that, so he kind of like cuts through just like cuts it in half, and then like kind of crumples, and Cowish is like, shit. All right, and he just turns around. Like, okay.
Perfect. And then
that's my turn.
We go to Yama.
All right. Well, Yama was also not expecting that one to be so easy, so I'm going to go for the... Wait, so which one, to the west or the south of me, which one looks like tougher?
Well, you've already hit the one to the west, and a
Yep.
good hit will probably kill it. But they're both
Okay.
looking pretty weak.
Cool.
In
Well,
general.
let's go for the one to the west of me.
Yep.
Oh, that's definitely a hit. 11 damage.
How do you want to do this?
He really just like a reaction just turns around and swipes because I think he was kind of watching the shadow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he sees Kaoru has it under control. He's like,
Yeah,
okay.
just goes back to his business. And I'm gonna swing at the other one. Oh damn.
That's not going to cut it.
Yeah. Can I do my thing where I add? No, I can only do that once. All right. Cool. Well, that's the end of my turn.
All right. In the area beyond, the flaming skull sort of floating back and forth in the void here, chittering away, sees you cast that firebolt, Sorn, and it starts. You see sort of a flaming ball start to grow within its mouth, and you hear it utter incantations of fire, and then sort of the ball, a sphere of fire, starts hurling towards you and Yama. So it lands sort of between you two. And any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere, it must make a dexterity saving throw. And as a bonus action, you can ram the sphere into a creature. So it does just that. So it lands the ball of fire next to you, Sorn. I'm just going to put one of your dancing lights there for now.
Oh, I've used this spell before. Dope.
And it slams it into you. So you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
What it do?
When you do it is great. You're going to take half damage from... Oh, the full damage was 11.
So 5.
Yep. Cool. And then the skeleton is dead. We're back up to Sorn at the top of the round.
Hey.
So was that this guy that did that?
No, the flaming sphere that's floating out in the abyss here. He also
I did not see him. I was too zoned
that's
in.
how sneaky he is.
Yeah, no, I was way too zoomed in to see that. Well, this guy, for that, I'm gonna. I'm gonna double Eldritch Blast him.
Alright.
Pew pew.
That is a 19 for 8, and a 9 for 8.
The 19 will hit, the 9 will not. So the 8...
And I'm also going to move away from this flaming ball of death.
Yep, makes sense.
Good call.
Cool. Alright, so it took some of that damage, that's great. And we're back to... Anything else for you for a bonus action or anything?
Well, yeah, actually, I will bonus action. Actually, no. Wait, can I bonus action my healing word?
Yeah, because you cast a cantrip.
Sweet. I'm going to second level healing word myself.
Yep. That's hilarious.
10 hit points.
Without telling me how much health...
Wait.
How much...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Without telling me how much health you all have, how hurt does everyone look?
Really fucking hurt. Yeah.
Really hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Sorn mutters
definitely
some words
wish that
and then feels better.
looks great. I just look great. I really wish that can of Coke didn't explode while I was downstairs, so I would...
All good. I think it's hilarious that Sorn narrowly
Sorn's
avoids...
just like, Oh.
narrowly avoids spectral poo and is just like, oh, phew, I need to give myself a bit of a pep talk. That was a close one.
Just need to pat myself on the back for that one. Oh, yeah, we're good.
His
Gotta keep
comrades
myself
are like
clean.
back to back, surrounded by dead bodies and
Yeah.
looking on their last legs.
Yeah, like breathing heavily, like
Yeah.
holding each other up, essentially. And we look over, and he's just like, ah.
Yeah, I'm just like, how you guys feeling? I'm feeling great.
Not
Fantastic. Oh,
So,
well,
so
should do something about that.
the Deathlight Thrall in front of both of you swings and attacks Karu for a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
And you're going to take 6 slashing damage.
Oh, that's
Now,
halved
Kate,
exactly how
this
much
is-
I have
This
left.
is a creature attacking someone within 5 feet of you. That helps. That is important.
Oh, yes, I'm absolutely taking an opportunity attack, please. Put him down. Put him down. Yes. Oh,
You are very upset. Very upset that
absolutely.
this thing has attacked your friend. Your
Yeah.
new friend. Your new best friend.
Absolutely new best friend. What do
Your
I
sword's
do?
not anymore.
Do I roll the damage twice?
Yeah, it should have asked, hey, was that a crit? But you just roll the dice twice. So do you want to roll another 1d10?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go,
I
you just-
rolled everything. Yeah.
That's right. I can get that. So that was 13 plus 3, so 16 damage is more than enough. What does it look like when this creature attacks your friend, rakes Karu with the cutlass, and then you pull the blade, and what do you do?
I think you can see that his face changes a bit. He's very like calm and focused all the time and just going through the motions, protecting his friends, but this time you can see a little bit of anger, a bit of glint in the eye, and he brings his sword down a bit harder. I think it actually gets stuck maybe in the bone and he has to kind of actually give it a hoik. So he's kind of broken from his training a little bit.
Tower is very impressed. He's just like, whoa.
He really
Right.
he really kicks the body off, I think, and it maybe falls apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it clatter down into the abyss, into the void.
Oh yeah.
All right, Karu.
Is it just a little skeleton
Yeah,
head
it's the skull.
that's left?
That's totally not dangerous at all.
I can't hit it anyway. Like,
It's done all the damage.
I know, but like Carol just kind of looks at Yama and she's like, I'm real good at fighting up close, but that thing's a little out of my grasp.
Yama just looks at you and is like, I feel you.
I'm
Looks
gonna,
down at his sword.
yeah, I think maybe Karu is just gonna like look over at Sorn and be like, "You've got that right," and he's just gonna back away.
Yes.
Someone just puts a thumb up like, yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, so good.
Yama.
Oh, me again. Yeah, I'm following Karu. Bye.
You two are crouched down behind the barrels.
Do you think we're like sort of helping each other? Like we're just like stumbling away, like get him, Sorn, get him.
I'm gonna use.
Oh, get him.
I remember, yeah,
use
it's
my
the
action
leaning
to
on each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're both holding
Yeah.
each other up.
I've got 2 potions of healing. Can I just like in one movement pull both of them out and give one to offer one to Karu?
Sure. I'll say because Karu didn't use their action either. You can definitely do like a bit of a handing out potions if you like.
Yeah,
And,
sweet.
and consuming
And
them. Yeah.
oh, we can consume as well. Sweet.
Well, it's one action to, I think, use the potion. So if you're each not using your action for anything else, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
But you'd kind of do this at the same time. You've walked over there together. You're practically in sync right now.
Cool. So
There's
it's
two military. These two military bodies. So Yama heals 7.
7. I'll roll one for you too. Oh, that's even better. 9.
Hey.
Now are these when we say healing potions? Like, are they did Yama infuse them with his tea? Like, did he make a cup of tea and then like a tea flask with like a little bit of healing potion in it, just to like?
Yes, it's absolutely his favorite lemongrass and ginger tea from home that his mum used to brew, and they grew the ginger in the backyard, and it's a whole thing.
And
Oh my god.
and they raided the lemongrass from the humans in the other city.
Yes.
Like it was just really tasted like home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karu has never had anything like this before. So like we're crouched down behind this barrel and you share your like thermos and he's like, why does this water look weird? And and he drinks it and he's just like, oh my god, what is this? and you're like, yes, give it back. And he's like, okay.
Glad he's a fan.
You say this is hot leaf juice? Oh my god.
Yeah, well, he's like, leaf, oh, trees, hot? What?
Yeah. Okay.
So good.
Alright, the flame skull is going to... can I move this? Yeah, we can. Move the sphere to try and ram it into you, Sorn. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
I'm going to magical guidance that.
Yep. Okay.
And re-roll that, please.
Lucky.
There we go.
Oh, that's way better.
Alright, so you would have taken 10 damage, but that's reduced down to 5.
Okay.
And as its action, it will cast fire. It's fire rays at you. First one is a 9 to hit, which is not very cool. And the second one is a 21 to hit. I think is much better.
Yeah, that one hits.
And that's going to be 14 fire damage, please.
Yikes.
As it kind of just floats around out here, cruising around.
Wreaking havoc.
That's right. And then I think we're at your turn.
Yeah,
We're in a wizard
I'm
duel,
gonna
baby.
I'm gonna firebolt this guy, but I'm going to to see which turn it into. You said it's a fire skull?
Yes, it's a skull wreathed in flame. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn my firebolt into cold damage.
Listening?
So you launch the bolt of flame, but it turns into a sort of ice cold blue flame as it hits this thing, but it seems completely unaffected by cold damage.
Bruh, he's on. Man. So it's just like, he was on fire. What is this? And then also going to step away from the flaming ball of death.
Yeah.
Get as far from that as possible. And then, like, yeah, just jump over here and be like, cold doesn't hurt the flaming guy. That's weird. We'll try something else next time.
Karu.
Oh,
Sorry, do you have other things?
No. The other thing I can't do. Action. 10-minute cast.
Cool. Karu.
I think Karu seems sword come over. He's like, don't lead it over here.
Yes.
Where would you have me go?
The other way.
This hiding spot's taken.
we push him out.
So just walks back over next to it like, fine.
Again, Karu like looks behind where they've sort of huddled down. Can he see any like an immediate threats coming behind them, like from this sort of northern area?
No, and with all the commotion you've been making, sort of anyone up here, you definitely would have heard you. There doesn't seem to be anyone else on this these platforms.
I think he's just like, he just kind of stays crouched down, but he like looks at Saw and he's like, no, seriously, can you like, can you go away?
I got this. Don't even worry.
Be the target. Be the target. I don't know if I want to move. Maybe I'll move. Yeah, I'm gonna actually keep moving around.
Just run away from Saul.
I'm just gonna hunt. I'm like crouching that like little crouch walk around, just to so that if the skull follows you, I'm not right next to you. That's all I'm thinking. Yeah,
That's so good.
he's just like I would help, but I can't hit it if it's gonna float out in the distance there. So I'm just gonna go around here and not die.
Have you got rocks? Throw rocks at it.
What? No.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. Alright. You've only moved 30 feet, so you still have an action. You can take the defensive action if you would like. Just to be harder to hit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You dash to move further.
I don't even dash. Like I've got 40 feet of movement, so I think I just use my movement. But I don't go. I want to sort of stay in line of sight, so I would probably exactly where I was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to lose sight of where they are.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, on this side of the treehouse, you do see the big drawbridge up close with a bunch of ropes that, built from vines and wood planks. It's currently up, suspended by ropes tied to the tree itself with pulleys. You also see what appear to be harpoon guns mounted either side of the bridge. And as you sort of poke your head around, there appears to be a zip line from the tree to some sort of standalone building up to the northwest.
I think if I have enough, I would actually yell that back. Just be like, I found a zip line. Let's go.
Very cool. All right, Yama.
All right, I'm gonna big move. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna. I can only do one bonus action in a turn, can't I? All right. Okay. I think Yama's just gonna nudge Sean and be like, "Yo, you got this, or you want me to run out there?"
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Sean is not sure what that means, but he's going to. He's gonna cast bonus action. Sorry, I just lost it. Fighting Spirit on himself. He gains 5 temporary hit points. Oops, sorry. Heal 5. Well, he's gonna go out there. Oops, sorry, I'm still on the rules. Can I throw a weapon at it? I'm gonna throw my short sword.
Your short sword?
I don't have a throwing weapon.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
think it's counted as an improvised weapon then. So yeah, you can throw. It's within 20 feet, so it's just a normal attack roll with your strength. So like you would attack with the sword itself, but you're going to deal a D4 plus your strength worth of damage rather than the actual damage of the sword.
So what I just cast, the Fighting Spirit, gives me advantage.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll this twice. Hopefully get something good. Yeah,
so
that's
dirty
alright.
20? Dirty 20's alright?
So I'm rolling 1d4 plus my strength. Roll. So that is 10 damage. Hells yeah.
Alright. The sword flies through the air and cracks into the skull, doing 10 damage. That is one of your 2 attacks, but now you are swordless. Or you're short swordless, at least. Now, is this you've actually thrown your wakizashi at this thing? Or is this
Yes, I threw my wakizashi.
Okay. It smacks into the skull and then falls into the tents below where you see it stick into the ground.
Okay, he does take note of that. And then I think I moved 20 feet. So I'm just going to take a step back so that I'm not in Sawn's way. Can I stand there? Yep. I'm going to stand there. Cool. Just so that I'm out of line of sight.
Yeah, so you kind of get back and sort of get up close to this bathtub full of fetid water. And as you do, the flame skull starts sending this ball of fire at you, but then it fizzles and sizzles out and turns into steam in the water when it
Hey.
contacts the water and goes out. The skull, seemingly enraged by this, obviously starts floating forward. It's not super happy that you you hit it in the head with a sword, and so it's going to cast Fire Rays at you.
Okay, bring it. Yama's just like bracing himself, like really like.
Ooh, that's a crit. First one.
I am immune to crits.
Oh, wow.
Hey, she's a tank, baby.
Okay, well that's good. So instead of 6d6, it's only 3d6, so you take 11 fire damage.
Cool.
Are you still standing, thanks to your
I
hit
am
points?
absolutely still standing. Yep.
And the second attack is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Alright, cool. Sorn, top of the round.
Now, does it look like Yama would be able to hit it if I were to get the sword back?
I do have a sword.
Yama has his like long katana. He threw his smaller wakizashi at it.
Yeah, but does it look like Yama would be able to reach the floating skull where it
has
is
moved
now
closer, yeah,
with a melee attack?
Yeah, if he was standing on the edge there, it seems to be pulling closer to to get right up at your grill.
Actually, I'm just gonna blast him. I'm gonna throw Stormlord's blade at him.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit
15 will hit.
for 11 damage.
And this is radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to have any radiant resistances. So 11 radiant damage. Still standing, but or floating, but it seems to be the skull itself is sort of cracking apart. You can see the flames within it are sort of starting to dim and flare violently, as if it's kind of losing some of its gas.
I'll shout to Yama. Actually, and on this, I'm going to just move over to here, and I'll shout to Yama as I run past. You finish him off. I'll get your sword back.
Oh, thanks, friend.
All right, but before that, we have Karu's turn.
Yeah. Can I see anything on the ground that I may be able to throw at this thing?
I mean, there's plenty of crates and things. You could definitely throw
Apple.
one as an improvised weapon. Yeah, similar to the sword. It'll be a D4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll grab just like something from this like pile of crates that I can see, and I will run back here. Oh, that was a wall.
At this range, you will be at disadvantage, but you can still make the throw. But yeah, just because you can't throw further than like 20 feet accurately unless it's a real weapon.
Where is it? Where's the? Oh, it's over there. Oh god. I can move 10 more feet. Nope, not very far. And then that'll still be too far. Yeah, whatever. He's still gonna try and throw it.
Yeah, don't try.
And he's also like weaker because of that other thing that happened where his strength score went down by 1.
Yep.
It's probably not going to be a
ranged attack with disadvantage as you heave like a box of bananas at it.
Yeah, like maybe it's not even a box of bananas. Maybe it's just the banana. He's got the box and he's struggling, and he just puts it down. He just gets a banana out and hucks it.
I feel like you saw Yama do well, and you're just like, yes, I could do this too.
Yeah, even though he knows in the back of his mind, I know I can't do this, but I'm not throwing my scimitar. Sorry, so it's what is it? An attack at disadvantage.
Yeah, so like a ranged strength attack, so strength and I guess no proficiency, because you can't be proficient with an improvised weapon.
So maybe I'll just click the unarmed strike, because that doesn't have my proficiency against it. Yeah, okay, at disadvantage, which is that one. I think that rolled in D&D Beyond and not here. Yeah, it did. They were both 15. I rolled 2 15s.
15
So
is good.
it was a 17 to hit.
So D4
And then it's just
and your strength modifier. Is that -1 hit?
yeah, it is. So I just roll 1d4 and you can take the one off it.
Alright,
God.
so instead of 3 damage, it does 2 as you weakly throw a banana.
Banana.
I feel like it's just a really comical sound, like a like a squeaky toy.
It makes a thonk when it hits him.
Yeah.
So good.
Cool. Alright, and then Yama?
So Yama just looks back at Karu and raises an eyebrow, and then walks up to the edge, and he's gonna swing twice with his katana of the way. Oh, come on. Come on.
Sword's just watching in awe.
I think Yama's still giggling about the banana that just went flying through the air. Takes his second swing, 13.
13 is enough.
Sweet. Come on, finish him off, 7.
Do you want to do this?
Yes. He's still just giggling, like his facade is full cracked now. And he really just kind of leans out over the edge and just spears it.
So you spears the sword into its open maw. The skeleton, the rest of the skull kind of cracks away. The flames sort of burst. You cover your eyes. You know you're fine. And then sort of again like a little sort of mote or a mote of light that was deep inside it sort of starts floating up to a platform kind of directly above you. And yeah, you've solved my ghost puzzle.
Can I see that wakizashi?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna cast Mage Hand and like bring it back up.
Perfect.
Thank you.
If anyone looks around, Karu has a banana in both hands and both tentacles, just like
Ready.
and he's just like, okay.
Primed and ready.
We don't need these, right? And he just kind of drops them.
And like a bunch of bananas in the bandolier.
He just like put them in like bullets, like.
When did you have time to do that?
Brilliant.
Look, bananas take a really long time to fly through the air. So while that one was going, I was like, well, just get ready.
In your 6 seconds, you were stocking up.
Yeah, and it's just going, woo, 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 dunk.
I mean, you got 2 hands and 2 tentacles, so like, I feel like in 6 seconds you could do it.
Yeah.
Realistically, yeah.
I'm not really sure how we solved a puzzle rather than just bullied our way through it.
Yeah, that's how you solve my puzzles, apparently.
And one last thing after getting the sword back, I'm just gonna gather everyone over into a quick little huddle.
Yep.
And be like, hey, let's just take a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cast a prayer of healing, and give everyone, 10 hit points back.
Cool. I lose my 5 and take 10. Cool. Yama is just so sore everywhere. I think he's bleeding a bit. Like a hell of a bit.
yeah, Karu still doesn't look too great.
Hey, Zorn got pretty low there, right? Like I was getting worried.
You did run away.
I got thrown off a fucking bridge.
And cool. So we'll probably call it there as it's 10 o'clock and I've got to get on a plane tomorrow. But you find yourself sort of midway through the tree house. There's another floor further above, but there's also plenty more to explore on this floor. And you can see ghostly blue lights up the top of one of the rooms. And of course, there's lots of fun smells and sounds to explore. And we'll do that next week after we're back and covered in paintball bruises, I think, Dylan.
That sounds fun.
I won't be at. Wait, is that? I'll probably be at work.
Oh, damn.
No.
I tallied up my hours for the last week last night. I did 81 hours last week.
Oh.
When I say I'm working around the clock, oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Give me.
In hell. Also, for the your little fixer mission, if you want to just completely glaze over that, just tell me what rolls you want me to make, and I'll send you the rolls.
Yeah, we can chat offline.
We'll just do it that way.
Resolve it. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. All right, sweet. Well, thank you very much, all of you. I'm going to hit stop on the old Streamly Doodly, so Timmy can watch the archive and find out about all the fun he missed.
Was really fun. That was
And all the
fun.
guns that he didn't get to pick up because I picked him up first.
100%.
Well, hey,
I
they're
have
for
two.
him, right?
No, they're
I
for
mean-
me. I have two.
I
I
mean,
have one more than him now.
I'm not saying that you should have passed one to Yama or Karu so they'd have a ranged weapon against the Flame Skull, but that was certainly
Oh.
not.
I didn't think that far
No.
ahead. To be honest.
We didn't think of that either. We were
Yeah, I
throwing
know.
bananas and
Bananas,
Precious
they
swords.
seem like
the
they seem
bananas
like
seem the
martial
more effective
fighters.
weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, they seemed like martial fighters. I didn't think they'd want my lowly pistols.
Well,
Honest-
we didn't until we couldn't hit anything anymore.
Yeah, look, that's
You
fair.
know,
He's dead now.
yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
Someone's just like patting the pistols on his